Thank you for tuning in to the District 4-3A report this week. I am Professor Matt Diggs, and we're going to start off this week with a little bit of a somber note. We will definitely get into our frivolity and normal District 4-3A antics at some point during this show, but I want to start off the show by having a genuine reflection on just an absolute icon in Oklahoma high school football history. Coach Jim Dixon, the head coach of Sulphur, Oklahoma, for almost coached for 50 years, passed away suddenly this past week, and this is significant to the District 4-3A report because Whitesboro was scheduled to play Sulphur this week. As part of my research on this game, I wanted to see if Sulphur had a history of playing Texas teams, and I went back to 2004, and this was the first scheduled game against a Texas team in that time period. As I did my research, I found out that Coach Fagan coached in Ada, Oklahoma, so probably knew Coach Dixon personally, maybe even looked up to him. I don't know for a fact any of these things. I just have to imagine, given his history and some of the accolades I'm going to mention, it would be like being a Dallas coach and not knowing who G.A. Moore was or Randy Allen currently. Just an absolute legend in Oklahoma football. Jim Dixon, and I want to also credit Hallie Hart. I know we have players who listen to this, so you always got to cite your sources, kids. So Hallie Hart of the Oklahoman wrote an article on Jim Dixon and his life. So a majority of that information comes from Hallie's research and Hallie's information in that article. And Jim Dixon started coaching in Sulphur in 1973 at the age of 22. So somebody who went to high school, went to college for 4 years, graduated, got his degree, went straight into coaching, knew exactly what he wanted to do. And 2 years later, at the age of 24, he became the head coach for Sulphur, Oklahoma. So 1975. I was born in 1978, so and I'm not a spring chicken by any means. So he was a head coach before I was even born. That lets you know I'm 44. He won state titles in 2002 and 2004. Max Preps took us back to 2004, and I got to see his state championship pedigree. They went 15-0 that year in 2004. In 2001, so 26 years into his coaching career, he was already put in the Oklahoma Coaches Association Hall of Fame, getting to do the Hall of Fame honors, the Texas high school version of that this past year with my award. I really know how the Texas coaches revere that. I can't imagine going across the Red River changes anything as far as that goes. And even a greater accolade for Coach Dixon. 2017, he was recognized by the National High School Athletic Coaches Association, inducted into their Hall of Fame. Passed away at 71 after complications with an unknown medical condition. And this game against Whitesboro this week was canceled. Some of the articles I read about it were very complimentary of Coach Fagan, being completely understanding, not pushing at all, not doing anything like that, trying to force the game or anything like that. So just asking how they could be helpful in Whitesboro, wanting to know when the service was. Obviously, just a tragedy up in Sulphur. Somebody who has been so revered, and just a quick math lesson for you. If they had 50 players on a team over the last 50 years, that's 2,500 kids he's influenced and was a big part of their life. And not many people can have that kind of impact and that kind of longevity. I remember when the Rangers coach got fired. An opposing coach, said we get hired to get fired, and I know many high school football coaches, with the pressure of success, have, not necessarily that mentality, but as far as that kind of longevity in one place, it is very rare, regardless of which side of the river you are on. So, just wanted to start out this District 4-3A report with a little bit of a history lesson. If you're unfamiliar with that, again, thank you to Hallie Hart for all of that information for the Oklahoman. And 71 years old, a complete legend. We'll take a moment of silence, and then we will get into the District 4-3A report as normal.
It's time to let your sports opinions fly for the main event. A 7-team elimination match to decide the District 4-3A Championship. Presented to you live by PilotPointBearcats.com. This 10-week match has been sanctioned by the University of Interscholastic League. Our celebrity referee for the District 4-3A show is none other than the daytime psychology professor, Texas high school football storyteller, North Texas insider, and DFW Inside High School Sports, the most feared member of the Texas high school mafia, the one, the only, small-town Dixie, the professor,
Thank you again for tuning in to the District 4-3A report. I am your professor. I'm a little more energetic now. We'll get into the meat and potatoes of the District 4-3A report. And we have some changes this week. Absolutely have had some calibration. I need to apologize to Paradise firsthand because, if you remember my picks last week, I had Paradise losing to Godly. And not only did they not lose to Godly, they pretty much took the whipping stick to Godly. So a little wrong about that one. I was wrong about Boyd over. I thought they would lose to Fort Worth Country Day, and Boyd took care of business there. And then Pster, again, with just another week where we're scratching our head trying to figure out what's wrong with Pster. And that's really part of the big movement involved in things. And I promise you, as part of this week in the District 4-3A report, it's the District 4-3A Roadshow where I'm going to go out to games this week, and I'm going to see two of our District 4-3A teams with my own eyes, and I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of fans from Whitesboro out there at Brock. I'm going to go see Brock versus Gunter on Friday, and then a very rare Thursday 4 p.m. game. Probably see a lot of people in the District 4-3A report there as well. And I would imagine if you're interested in a playoff spot, you might want to go out and scout these Paradise Panthers because things have completely changed over there in my perception of everything with District 4-3A. So you might want to check out Paradise this week as they'll be taking on Millsap. And so I'll have a little more insight into things, hopefully into next week as we get started with District. This week in a 17 district is our last week, and we'll have 3 games a week. One team will have a bye every week, and we will figure things out from there. I know Whitesboro and Pilot Point are going to start us off in a big way next week, but that's for next week. This is this week, and we're going to talk about this week the games that were and the games that will be coming up. And, of course, we'll start with our big game of the week last week, Brock versus Wimberly. I was taking L's left and right, ladies and gentlemen. I thought Brock would finally bounce back in this game. And in many ways, Brock did bounce back in this game. But giving up 23 points in the second quarter created a hole. They were down by 16. They couldn't overcome that. They played better in the second half. And again, when I'm just breaking down these box scores, it gets into the intangibles of the situation. And Brock, with 3 turnovers in this game, you can't go -2 and win these big games against state-ranked teams. And if Brock puts up a -2, -3 turnover performance, Whitesboro can beat them. Paradise can beat them. They have to fix this turnover, these fumbles and the penalties that are just consistently stopping them in very bad situations. Now, they only had 3 penalties in this game, but again, they had them at the worst times, which stalled drives and kept them from maximizing their potential. They are just playing slugfest. We haven't seen just this offensive explosion that we've seen. Defenses good to above average 3A and 4A defenses are pretty much shutting Brock down. Tyler Moody, again, just numbers you don't expect. 5 for 16 for 115 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The receivers are on point again. 5 different receivers caught balls, including Brett Tutter had a big reception, 62 yards out of the backfield. Connor Tanner also with a 17-yard touchdown, and then Brett Tutter 13 carries for 37 yards. We saw Zach Brewster and Reed Watkins also running the ball pretty well for Brock, and Tyler Moody running the ball as well. So Brock has a lot of different options, and it's good that they're rotating, but they just quite haven't figured it out. And just in the landscape of high school football, I'm seeing this in a lot of teams. Lovejoy just hasn't figured it out. South Oak Cliff just hasn't figured it out. And maybe this week against Gunter will be the week that they figure it out. Gunter just confuses me because I like calibration. Calibration is a term I continually use when you can kind of look at a team and go, okay, who have they played? Who have they played? Who have they played? Kind of go 2 levels on that and kind of analyze. Okay, this is about where they are. In Gunter, because they're so hard to. Nobody wants to play Gunter for, just to be blunt, they have a hard time finding games. So they scheduled Nike Dallas or whatever that school was, which canceled on them. And then they scheduled Cedar Hill Trinity Leadership Academy, who the week before got a nice win over Gainesville. But Gainesville doesn't give us much calibration. And Gunter got up 60-0 on them. And then they played Trinity Christian Academy, who is winless. That game was a little less daunting than the previous game, but TCA doesn't have anything that really jumps out at you. So Gunter hasn't looked at a team, when they play Brock, it is going to be they're going to be like, well, these kids can play, they're well coached, they're athletic. They haven't seen athletes like that yet, whereas Brock has now seen this will be the 4th game that Brock has played where they've played athletes on that level. And it'll be interesting to see if Gunter can adapt to that change of pace, because the game for the 4th game of Brock, it's slowed down for them. They've played so high and so hard above their pay grade so far that Brock has, they're probably going to see things a little bit better than Gunter has, and that could be an intangible that creates a bit of success for Brock. But at the same time, Brock has constantly made mistakes, and Gunter hasn't made hardly any mistakes all year, just completely out destroying their opponents this year to a tune of 108-6. So I like Gunter in this game, even though it's going to be at Brock, but I think it's going to be a slugfest, a 1-score game. If Gunter beats up Brock, similar to the way Texarkana Pleasant Grove did earlier in the year, I'm going to be a little bit worried about Brock, but I think that Brock will bounce back and take care of business. Moving on to Whitesboro, Whitesboro had a nice win over Pottsboro, 35-27, and really I believe the storyline with this Whitesboro game, too many boroughs and things. I'm glad we don't got Winsboro in here because I'd be completely thrown off. But Whitesboro, this was the game about getting Grayson Ledbetter back into the Whitesboro system. Since I've been doing this District 4 3A report, I keep hearing about him. Because he got injured early last year. He got injured in a scrimmage, and so now we finally got to see what he does, and you can see why he's such a valuable component to this Whitesboro team, carrying the ball 20 times for 201 yards and 2 touchdowns. And with his presence, you almost saw Whitesboro going from a team that's averaging 300 yards in the air and just going downfield to being a little bit more of a running attack. Their passing game was just kind of opened up by the running game. Matt Carper only threw the ball 16 times, 11 for 16 for 108 yards. Very efficient with a touchdown, and also running the ball 9 for 64 and 2 touchdowns rushing. Overall, they rushed for almost 70% of their total yards for the game. So receivers, some of their big plays, we just didn't see their receivers involved as much. Carter Sluter had the lone touchdown for Whitesboro, 3 for 33. Jay Sanders, 4 for 52. Brett Donald, the 4 for 23. And we didn't even see Clay getting involved in the game this week. And again, that's just the style of football that they did in this game. When you look at what Pottsboro did, Pottsboro had the ball a majority of the game. They had 66 plays to 46 for Whitesboro, and it really speaks to the defensive effort for Whitesboro to just step up and be able to make pivotal play after pivotal play. But Pottsboro had success running the ball. They ran the ball 36 times for 177 yards, and they threw the ball, pretty successfully as well. 22 for 30, 267 yards, and a touchdown. So Whitesboro can be scored on. Whitesboro is not a shutdown defense. But what I'm seeing when I keep seeing these results and the way I'm perceiving, and again, my perception is not always right, but the way I'm perceiving the game, I'm seeing big plays for Whitesboro at pivotal times. I'm seeing mistake-free football, and I'm seeing good execution. They're not a team that is stepping on their foot right now. Brock looks like a team that's stepping on their foot in pivotal situations, but Whitesboro is playing clean football. They're playing efficient, and that's going to be the kind of style. If Brock, again, when we talk about Brock versus Whitesboro, if Whitesboro plays that clean football, Brock doesn't force any mistakes, and Whitesboro gets a couple of those mistakes and a couple of drives that get ended because of a 15-yard penalty or a holding call that gets them behind the sticks. That's the formula for Whitesboro to beat Brock. I don't think if Whitesboro versus Brock, we see 0 turnovers for both teams, or each team has 2 turnovers, and teams have about the similar amount of penalties. And Brock is a favorite in my eyes. But we're seeing enough where we're starting to see consistency in Brock's lack of execution. Now that may get cleaned up when the level of competition changes, obviously, but still, Whitesboro is nothing to sneeze at, and maybe Paradise isn't anything to sneeze at, as we're going to talk about. But I think Whitesboro has stepped up. They're still haven't got to that next level quite yet. For me, but Brock, every week, Brock is just getting a little bit, lowering their standards a little bit. And we had a big debate on Twitter this past week. I completely disagree with Dave Campbell's decision to take Brock and a couple other teams who are 0-3 out of the rankings. You can't tell me you look at 3A Division I and look at the 16 districts and the teams there and tell me that there are 10 better teams than Brock in high school football. This is not a beauty contest, my friends. This is not a, Mount Vernon was favored by 40, and even higher according to some of the different computer polls I saw, and they only won by 4. To me, that's way less impressive than playing up to Wimberly, having 3 turnovers and still losing by 9, and winning the second quarter. So in my head, I think a lot of people are, and maybe this is what Brock wants psychologically. I don't think the District 4-3A report listeners or the teams in the District 4-3A report are going to get confused or sandbagged by this schedule in the record of Brock. But I think that the rest of the state may be looking at Dave Campbell's rankings and go, hey, maybe Brock is down. They're not even ranked. That is not the case at all. And I think it's disappointing, to be blunt. And I will share my disappointment with Mr. Stepp, who is part of that rankings team. I don't know how much influence he has. Maybe he'll tell me, not my decision. I agree with you, but he'll be at the Paradise versus Millsap game, and I'm going to share with him my thoughts on that. He may not care at the end of the day, but Stepp and I have known each other for almost 20 years, so he'll have to at least listen to me because I don't agree with that at the very least. Brock definitely deserves to be a highly ranked team and not be punished for playing up. But speaking of teams that are playing up, Paradise For me, after what we've seen with Pster, I have now moved Paradise into my number 3 spot. And in fact, Pster, if you look at the calibration, but we have a common opponent with Boyd and Pster, and Boyd and Pster both lost to Jacksboro, but Boyd played Jacksboro way better than Pster did. Jacksboro only beat Boyd by 1, whereas they beat Pster by several scores. So that game was a 4-quarter game against Boyd. And Boyd's offense, they're 2-1, and we've talked about them quite a bit. That calibrates very well in their nature. And then Pilot Point, a team that I thought would lose to Farmersville big after Farmersville had a big victory over Dallas Molina the previous week. Pilot Point took it to them, and they look healthy again. I was worried about Wyatt Smith, but they came back. They played hard. So now you have to kind of go, okay, I'm dropping Pster from 3, and remember Nolan Ruth, and we'll get him on Thursday too. He'll be at that Paradise versus Millsap game, and maybe he'll change his tune after seeing Paradise. That he believes, he said that he thought Pster was going to be Whitesboro, and I don't think Pster is anywhere near Whitesboro's level. And at this point, I don't even think we can call Pster a playoff team. In the way Ponder has played, the way that Boyd has played, the way even Pilot Point and losses have played, where's Pster's win where you can go, okay, they beat Castleberry, but at the end of the day, everybody's beating Castleberry. So Pster has to do something. They look a little bit lost, and I think it has to do kind of what we saw with Whitesboro and Jim Ned and Brock at the end of the year. Their lines are just getting beat up by physical teams, and a team like Paradise, who has really good lines, good offensive and defensive lines, and good depth there, Pster's just not going to be able to compete with a team like that. So Pster is going to be lucky to get a district win at this point if they don't improve and get better and maybe find some depth or look at JV or look at some schemes or something. I'm just not really liking the trajectory I'm seeing out of Pster at this point. Looking at computer polls, for instance, and this is to give you an objective view, not just me running my mouth. Pster is 1 point away from being 7th place in this district. They're basically in a dead heat with Ponder and Boyd at this point. So they're competing at the very bottom of the district, whereas we thought Nolan thought they were a number 2, and I'm gonna dog on Nolan for having them number 2. I had them number 3, so I'm not too far off as far as that goes. But at this point, I'm dropping them below Pilot Point. I've got Pilot Point back at that 4 spot, and it's hard for me to give you a convincing reason why Ponder or a team like Boyd wouldn't beat them right now. But Ponder plays Godly this week, and we have lots to say about that. But let's talk a little bit about what Paradise did. Now, Paradise is one of those teams that they don't put their statistics out there. They're covered by Wise County Messenger. Wise County Messenger has everything behind a paywall, so I don't have a ton of information about that. We do know that Austin Iglesias is their big player, quarterback, and he can rush the ball as well. 16 rushes for 232 yards and 5 touchdowns since he was nominated as the Wise County Messenger Player of the Week and won that award from what I could see in the Wise County Messenger Twitter feed. Kobe Dickens defensively had 12 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, a sack, and a fumble recovery for Paradise. He was nominated as the Defensive Player of the Week and won that as well. So Paradise has quite a gathering on the Wise County Twitter. They get out there and support them. Maybe we can get some of their coaches to update some statistics or get on digital stats or digital scout or do something so the District 4-3A report can give these kids who have earned high praise some more work. Or just email me, Coach. You can send me your stats. I'll take it. Send a picture of it at the end of the day. I'll take it. diggs@wearegameday.com. But I don't have a ton of information on Paradise, but we did see the success that they had. And when you look at the Wise County Messenger, who did live coverage of this game, it was a game where Godly got ahead early first quarter, and then pretty much Paradise just went on a huge run at that point. It was 51 to, they were up 8-7, and then Paradise goes 44-0 on them. To go 51-8, and then they pulled the starters, and that was pretty much it. Paradise just defensively showing some studs, and I'm excited to go see them. So I have some more specifics I can give you. I can drop some names from their roster of players I saw and players that look good. So Paradise, another big win. I've got them as my number 3 now. And again, Pilot Point. We talked about they lost to Farmersville. This was a winnable game for them. They were up 18-14 at halftime, but Farmersville made some second half adjustments to go up 21-18 and win the game. Wyatt Smith had a big game again, 16 for 30, 209 yards and 2 touchdowns, and again no mistakes. Ashton Kirby, just another big game, catching the ball for the Pilot Point Bearcats, 10 for 112 and a touchdown. Crew Chandler showing a big play threat, 3 for 79 and a touchdown, one of those a 34-yard touchdown. And then Gage Anderson, the sophomore, continuing to run out gutty yards, only touched the ball 7 times for 34 yards. We saw Colin Lynch also getting some rushes, 8 for 25. And then Wyatt Smith only rushed the ball 1 time. Probably was more of a sack or a broken play. But they had a big game, and they've stepped up. And Pilot Point has been consistent. So even though the record doesn't look like that, and they had the bad game against the Oklahoma team, and they're only 1-2. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They play Bells this week. We already kind of saw what Bells did against Whitesboro, and for me, the calibration with Pilot Point is going to be, I don't expect them to win this game, but what does the margin look like? If we see them play Bells close, they lose the game by 1 or 2 scores, then you go, okay, I think Pilot Point can compete for that 4th spot. If we see Bells come in and win a 47-6 kind of game, I think it's going to drop Pilot Point back, and then you have to kind of wonder, okay, well, what about Ponder? And now we're going to have some more calibration because Ponder plays Godley this week, who lost to Paradise by 35. So if Godley can beat Ponder, then it kind of lets us know the difference between Paradise and Ponder is at least 4 or 5 scores. And Ponder had a big win, and in many cases unexpected win over Crum this week, 56-51, and it was a game that was back and forth, and Ponder pulled ahead in the 3rd quarter and held on in the 4th quarter to win that game. They got down early by a couple of scores, but again, their offense is just so efficient, and Clifton Cooper is again 1,500 yards after 3 games, another 5 touchdowns. He did throw an interception and also ran the ball 19 times for 52 yards. And this is the craziness that, and looking at how these games are played versus how some of the other games are played. Cooper threw the ball 55 times. They ran it 44 times as well. So they ran the ball, or they had a total of 99 plays. And we look at what Whitesboro did, only having 40-50 plays. We look at Brock only having 40-50 plays. So they're playing with some tempo, and it's going to be obviously something the coaches are prepared for in the District 4 3A otherwise, but it's not something that we've seen. I haven't seen any of these other games where a team has 80-90 plays in a game, except for Ponder, and Ponder is playing that way every single game, and obviously their athletes are able to keep up to play 99 plays, so the conditioning might be there, but defensively, as great as these offensive numbers look, they're still giving up 50 points quite a bit. In fact, Ponder has given up 122 points despite scoring 190 points. So on both sides of the points for and points against ledger in our district, they are leading on both sides. And in fact, they're leading by 70 on the points for side, with Paradise being the only team that has scored more than 40 points a game, whereas Ponder's averaging 63 points a game. But everybody else has given up 50 less points than them, except for Brock. Brock is number 2, having given up 30 points a game, but Ponder giving up 40 points a game, obviously not optimum for their defensive psyche. But hey, they keep on winning. And at this point, you have to respect Ponder because if you get in a shootout with them, if you just can't put them ahead, if your defense can't stop their offense, they're going to keep scoring, and they're going to keep, and they've got the athletes who are doing amazing things. I mean, Tad Tamplin, we keep talking about him. He ran the ball 20 times for 88 yards. Case Peacock running the ball 12 times for 191 yards, and then Mitchell Newsiard continues to have a fantastic season, catching 12 passes, 13 passes for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. So they have the players who can take the high volume of receptions their way, and they're going to take on they're going to be taking on Godley this week. I have to think the computer will give Godley a little bit of an advantage. I'm going to give Godley a little bit of an advantage as well. I think that because the defense of Paradise is so much better than the defense of Ponder, that's going to give Godley the opportunity to be in a shootout. And I think Godley will have more depth and more athletes than anybody they've played thus far. So I think we're going to see another one of these 56-49 kind of games. But I think Godley will be on the right side of this. But again, Ponder's won 3 of them, so that they have some experience in that already. Boyd takes on Wichita Falls City View this week. They should be a big favorite after defeating Fort Worth Country Day this past week. And again, the players we keep talking about for Boyd, Braden McIntyre is such a good game manager. He's just not making mistakes, and he's getting the ball to Gavin Rosado rushing, who is just doing the heavy lifting. 31 carries for 144 yards and a touchdown. So if you're averaging 5 yards a play, you're getting in good down and distance situations, and he can handle the load. And when it's time to throw the ball, he can go deep, which makes the safeties have to be honest because they just can't load up and crowd the box. I mean, when you can throw the ball and get 16 to 20 yards of play, you got to keep a high safety when it comes to that. So Boyd is playing probably, we had them start out at 7th, and now you can't tell me why they don't have a resume to make the playoffs, especially when you look at the Jacksboro-Pster calibration. They're 2-1. Only lost by 1 point right now, so they're going to be right there in the thick of things as well. So we've gone from a situation where in week 1 we were talking about Brock in Tier 1, Whitesboro in Tier 2. Nolan argued that Pster should be there at Tier 2, but I had Tier.
This is the Pilot Point Bearcat pregame show, brought to you by Homeland Roofing on pilotpointbearcats.com. And now, here's your host, Ryan Menard, with John Little and Chris Nordman.
And we're back for the Bearcat pregame show brought to you by Homeland Roofing. We had a 1-week hiatus where just our real work schedules and life events got in the way of us recording, so we did a live version on the road in Farmersville. But this week we're back to the semi-normal where they're pre-recorded. But once again, we don't have John this week. He's still out on the work trip, and we planned on not having him for the pregame show. Thought we would have him back Friday night at home against Bells, but that will not be the case. So Chris Nortman, who did an excellent job with us for last week, will be on the color again this coming week. So that's going to be exciting for everybody. Now we're going to get into a little conversation about district results last week. So starting off, let's go around the district and get the scores and results, and then we'll get our thoughts about them. So let me start off reading them here. We had Boyd was a winner over Fort Worth Country Day Falcons. Boyd moved to 2-1 on the season. Pster lost to Jacksboro. They lost 41-30 to Jacksboro, moving them to 1-2 on the season. Paradise improved to 3-0 with a 51-15 win over Godley. Whitesboro improved to 3-0 with a 35-27 win over Pottsboro. Brock fell to 0-3, and this is going to be very misleading for people who aren't following this. They lost to Wimberly 32-23. They are 0-3, but they have played 3 powerhouses. They have played 3 powerhouses so far and divisions up. So it's not like they're playing people in 3A Division 1 or even good contenders from 3A Division 2. They're playing mostly the top teams in 4A Division 2, and they've played all of those games close. They just haven't come out on the right side of any of them. Ponder, the surprise of the district, moves to 3-0 with a 56-51 win over Crum. They keep just piling on points. It's wildly impressive to see the turnaround that program's done, and they'll be dangerous come district time. And then, of course, we all know Pilot Point fell to 1-2 on the season with the 21-18 loss to Farmersville. So now we've recapped that. Chris, why don't you give me a rundown on what you think about the district so far?
Yeah, Ryan. So kind of with you, I'm not really concerned. I'm not really concerned with how Brock's looking right now. The 0-3 record is definitely kind of it's not highlighting what's going on. They're playing a lot of tough schedules. The Wimberly opponent this week was ranked in their division, so they've got a lot of tough competitions to start the year. I'm interested to see what that's going to do for that team. I understand playing some tough opponents, but you also want to get a win. And what was this do for that Brock team psyche coming into district when you get into a tough, close battle? Because I believe this is back-to-back weeks where it's close in the fourth quarter and they lose. So I'm interested to see what shakes out there. I'm not too worried about them, though. They're still a high-powered team. Pster's a little concerning right now. They're 1-2. They're predicted to finish third in our district. They're off to a little rough start. We'll see what they can do turning that around, but I'm a little concerned with those guys. They've got a returning quarterback and running back that's supposed to be pretty good. Hopefully they can get that going there. Ponder, we keep talking about them. They put up 56 points against Crum. Crum's a tough opponent in the same Farmersville district. That was a good game. Looked like pretty close the whole way through, but Ponder still put up a ton of points. And then Whitesboro's 3-0. They're off to a good start, kind of like we expected. So it's the district little shaking up with Pster, Ponder, and Paradise. But we'll see what happens with those guys.
Yeah, it's really hard to get a real good gauge on what the district's going to look like when they're playing teams who you're unfamiliar with. You don't really know what they're going to be, and it's early in the season for them too. So, but it's early in the season for the Bearcats. So let's turn our focus to them. And so they've played 3 games so far, 1-2. But really, it's only fair to judge them off of their win on the road against Callisburg and their loss on the road against Farmersville. That's kind of the Bearcat team that we're going to see this season. A team that can move the ball down the field through the air and complements it with a solid run game. What has been your impression of the Bearcats so far through a couple games?
My first impressions is still kind of what we talked about in the Plainsview game. They don't quit. They don't hang their heads. They do fight through the whole 4 quarters. Very tough, hard-nosed team. That's definitely something you like to see with the first-year head coach, your team fighting for you. That's been my main impression I've taken from them this year.
Yeah, I have seen this team not get too high, not get too low. I do agree with the consistent performance. 2 years ago, the first year of the Bearcat broadcast, we saw a team that would come out and play 2 quarters a game like their pants were on fire, just absolutely explode on offense, play good defense, and then you'd see them turn around and play 2 quarters in the exact same game, the exact opposite. I feel like this team has been much more consistent from beginning to end. This team, though, it isn't as explosive as the teams the last 2 years, so I feel like they have to be more consistent. And one thing we've seen the last 2 weeks in the 2 losses is as the game progresses, it's not necessarily the missed assignments that I remember Coach Peacock brought up about some of the scrimmages. It's not getting to holes late. It's not really poor play that has affected the Bearcats late in games. It's been self-inflicted wounds, bad mistakes, whether the snap was low, the snap was high, the snap slipped out of the hands, whether it was a false start penalty, motion penalty. It's been little penalties, and because this team isn't as explosive as we've seen in years past, we cannot get behind the chains. I think it's all about staying on schedule, staying ahead of the chains for this Bearcat team on the offensive side. And I think we need to see more complementary – well, let's see more. I think we've actually, through the Callisburg game and the Farmersville game, I do think we saw complementary offense and defense, where the offense was able to stay on the field and take some time off the clock, so this young defense wasn't just overwhelmed with being on the field too much. Kind of got out of hands against Plainview, but that's understandable. We all know the situation. So let's take a quick commercial and come back, and we'll turn our attention to Bells, who they are, what they look like as a team, and get more into this week's game.
Homeland Roofing LLC has been serving the DFW area since 2014 and is a proud sponsor of Bearcats football. Homeland Roofing is a full-service contractor who specializes in storm restoration and provides end-to-end service for all insurance claims. If you've had storm damage, you've filed a claim but have questions about that next step, or you'd like a complimentary inspection, call Homeland Roofing at 469-343-3536, 469-343-3536, or find us on Facebook, Homeland Roofing, Texas.
All right, now that we're back from commercial, let's take a dive into Bells. Bells comes out of District 8, 3A Division II. Bells is picked to finish second in that district after Gunter. They returned 4 starters on offense and 5 starters on defense from a 9-4 campaign in 2021. Bells is coached by head coach Dale West, and Bells is 2-1 this season. They have easy wins over Munster and Chisholm, and they played Whitesboro, who, remember, Whitesboro is a dark horse in Division 1, in 3A Division 1. A lot of people have a lot of good things to say about Whitesboro and that they're going to be a good football team, and Bells played them close. Bells ultimately couldn't get out with the win, but Bells played them close. Bells is averaging 38 points per game. Bells runs the slot T offense, very similar to what Gunter runs. And it's really hard to tell a difference between the wing T with the Naval Academies run and the slot T. There are minor differences, but ultimately lots of motions in the backfield, lots of misdirection, lots of quick hidden handoffs, and so it is in order to stop this on defense, you got to play discipline. You got to have your gap assignments. You got to have a big guy up front that can take 2 blocks at a time, similar to Ryan Riney, Eddie Batista. Some of the guys we have that fill in on that defense line are more than capable of doing that. Bells is led by preseason district MVP pick. Bells is led by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine's district defensive MVP pick, linebacker Brock Baker. Brock also plays running back. And from the stats on Max Prep, going back to the offense, this team doesn't like to throw the football. I don't know how accurate the Max Prep stats are, but I'm seeing on Max Preps through 3 games, Bells has thrown the ball a whopping 4 times. So this will be a fast-paced, grinded-out, physical sort of game that we can expect to maybe get. Kickoff's going to be at 7:30. Halftime will probably be by 8:15, and we might be calling it a night by 9:30 on Friday night. Chris, what do you have on Bells?
Yeah, man, so I kind of did the same thing you did on the Max Prep. Looked up a lot of their stats. I was definitely shocked to see that they've thrown 4 passes. That's one of those I feel like they might lull you to sleep with that run game, and the next thing you know, throw a little tight end over the middle or just maybe a little swing pass or something on a 3rd and distance, and they throw something, they catch you off guard. They've got 2 star running backs. Hines, number 8, he's a senior. He's got 4 touchdowns on the year. He's it seems like he's their workhorse. He's averaging 98 yards a game. Number 44, he's another senior running back, Grady Waltrip. He's got 6 touchdowns this year, with averaging 78 yards. So they are running the ball quite a bit. Some of their stats also look like they're getting about 327 yards total of offense. And like we said earlier, 4 passes, they're not throwing very much. So it's going to be a hard-nosed, physical, in-between the tackles run game that we're going to have to look out for. They've got 2 stud linebackers, Brock Baker and Bryson Thompson. Got to watch out for those guys. They're going to be flying around making a lot of tackles. So far, they've only given up 55 points through 3 games this year, so they're stout defense, but they've scored 113. So even though they do run the ball, they do put up quite a bit of points, and they got some burners back there in the backfield. So we got to be sound in our gap play between the defensive tackles and defensive ends, and hopefully we can stop that run game against them.
Well, they got to have burners if they score that many points when a type of offense that runs the ball as often as they do. Friday night's going to be a night where when they have the ball, that clock is just constantly running. I imagine they must run with some tempo. If you see what Gunter does, Gunter runs that, grinded out slot T style offense, but they run with just an unbelievable tempo. So I'm anxious to see early in the game what Bells' tempo looks like.
That game between Bells and Gunter's you might be home in time for dinner. If that game starts at 7:30, then running that much, they might be done by 8 o'clock as fast as that clock's going to run.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier about we may get out of the game by 9:30 if we're lucky on Friday night.
I did see Dave Campbell's has Bells at number 6 right now in Division II.
Well, they're going to be a tough opponent. And I think, as much as Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine likes Whitesboro, to see Whitesboro play Bells as tough as they did, I'm not surprised with that ranking. So, highly rated Division 2 to 3A Division 2 team. So the Bearcats have had Gunter, a highly rated 3A Division 2 team the last couple of years, and they just traded Gunter out for another team versus another team from that same district. But now we're going to get into the actual game Friday night, and let's talk about who do you have as a player to watch Friday night, Nordy?
Yeah, so this week I'm going to go with Colin Lynch, number 3 senior safety in this kind of 3 safety defensive look we have this year. That man has been flying around all season, making tackles left and right, especially he's a killer in the open field tackles. He's not letting anybody past him. He's leading the Bearcats with 38 tackles this year. I started wondering, I wonder if he's got any relations to another safety that used to be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, John Lynch, nicknamed Captain America. We might need to start giving Colin Lynch a nickname like that. He's been playing lights out. I'm looking forward to him having a good night, hopefully stuffing the run game, coming down into that box to negate those running backs they've got. So I'm looking forward to Colin Lynch to have another great night for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that's a good player to watch, especially – playing in that second level of the defense, running around trying to make tackles. I don't have a player to watch because I have a position group to watch, just because the discipline you have to play with against this sort of defense is just the utmost discipline. You have to be an extremely disciplined team up front on the defensive side of the ball. Particularly, you have to get a big guy who's selfless in there. We need that defensive tackle, that strong side defensive tackle position is my player to watch because we cycle 2-3 different guys in that position. But as I don't think anybody knows better than Chris, when you play a team like this, you have to have a defensive tackle that demands a double team. Because if you demand a double team, it takes the dive really out of play because they won't have an offensive lineman able to get to the linebacker to make a block on the dive. If you have a defensive lineman that does not demand a double team, it allows them to take care of the line of scrimmage and the second level, which makes that dive dangerous. So my player to watch or players to watch are that strong side defensive tackles because we need them to play with strong gap discipline, and we need them to be selfless and disciplined and take on double team blocks all night long. So that will be my players to watch for Friday night. Chris, tell me your experience playing that strong side defensive tackle against an offense like this.
Yeah, Ryan, let me tell you, that role as that defensive tackle that's going to be taking a double team all night, that is not a fun role. You get your butt whooped all night. Doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to get beat up. I got called in third round of the playoffs for me my senior year. Jacob Petrie went down, blew his knee out, and I believe early in the first quarter, I hadn't played much defense. I was second string. I mainly focused on offense, but I got called in against Wimberly to play in a kind of a veered offense, similar to what we're going to see Friday. And I had to go up against 2 big boys, and that's not fun. Your job is just to hold the line of scrimmage as best as you can. Tie those 2 guys up, let your linebackers run free, and I think I did a pretty good job that game. We ended up getting the W with a field goal by Ruben, but Carl Anderson had a great night, had a ton of tackles. He was able to run free because I was tying up the center and the guard all night. So it's a tough role. It's a selfless role, and hopefully we can lean on some Bearcats to do that for us Friday.
I remember you were beaten and bruised after that, but the 2 times that they tried to get away without double teaming you, you caused chaos in the backfield, which just showed them they're going to have to double team you all night. And you're right, they let Carl Anderson run wild all night. And to set up that game-winning field goal by Ruben Martinez, they fumbled a pitch, and it was none other than Carl Anderson who got through the line of scrimmage, picked it up, and had a good fumble return for us, getting us into field position that night. But, yeah, it took you just being willing to get driven into the ground basically every play as long as you didn't give up any ground backwards, which you didn't. And, it was a big part of us getting that win that night and moving on to the state semifinals that year.
Yeah, Ryan, so in those 2 dive plays, the first one, I actually tackled the running back and the quarterback on the exchange. I fired off so fast. Actually, the fullback never came back in the game. I hit him so hard. They ran it one more time later in the game, and I stuffed it for 3-yard loss, and they didn't like me hitting their fullback. So I had fun doing that while I was getting beat up between the guards and tackles.
Yep, it was a good night for you. We were all proud of you, especially the way you blocked on the game-winning field goal.
Oh, yeah, stood strong there.
All right, well, now, normally we save this part of the show for John, but with him being out, kept keeping it in the family, we're going to turn it over to you for the 3 keys.
Yeah, Ryan, so 3 keys. First one we just really talked about is controlling the trenches. This game's going to be one up front on both sides of offensive, defensive line. If we control those trenches, don't allow anybody in the backfield, don't allow any penetration for their defensive line, and we're able to stuff the run, I think the Bearcats can come out with a win this weekend. That's going to be the main thing. Some of the other things we talked about, key number 2 for me is discipline. This team is not as explosive as we've seen in the past. We do not have many plays in that playbook designed for 2nd and 20 or 3rd and 15. Penalties really hurt us, so we need to stay ahead of the chains, getting 2nd and 3rd and shorts, and stay in this ball game. As soon as we start committing penalties and little small mistakes, it'll get you behind. Yeah, Ryan, so my last and 3rd key here is going to be physicality. When you play a tough running team, the main things you really got to focus on is being physical. Let's stick back to some of what our 80s and 90s Bearcats are known for, is being physical. Stuffing this run game and just beating them up front, beating them on all aspects of the game, and just out physical them. That'll take the wins out of their cells, and we can come out with a win on Friday night. That's my 3 keys I got for you, Ryan.
Well, that would be big for the Bearcats to come away with a win to get back to 2-2 on the season. 2-2 on the season would be big to get us going into the district schedule, which the district schedule would start with Whitesboro the next week. So the Bearcats would love to get back to even before they start district. So the show was a little short, a little sweet, but that's what we have for you for the Bearcat pregame show, brought to you by Homeland Roofing. I liked what we did last week with a bit of a live pregame show. It went well. So I imagine we'll get on the air a little bit earlier than normal and talk more in depth about the game coming up Friday night. But that's it for this show. So thanks everybody for joining in with us, and we'll see you Friday night. Go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats.
The views and opinions expressed by Ryan Menard and John Little are those of the broadcaster and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Pilot Point Independent School District or PilotPointBearcats.com. Any content or comments provided by our broadcast team is their opinion and is not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. This broadcast of Pilot Point football may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the expressed written consent of PilotPointBearcats.com.
This is Pilot Point Bearcat football live on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Left to right, it's going to be a jet sweep for Aston Kirby. He's going to turn it up and get a first down inside the 20.
There he goes.
Aston Kirby's going to take it all the way for the Pelzel Printing touchdown. 30.
What a play.
Drop back to pass, clean pocket.
Good time.
Oh, he's got Crew Chandler
Go
breaking
get it.
across the side. Chandler catches it. Touchdown, Crew Chandler.
And now to the stadium with Ryan Menard and John Little.
We are live. Good evening, Bearcat fans. This is Point Bearcat football on PointBearcats.com. We're back at the friendly confines of Massey Stadium, where the Bearcats are looking to close out the non-district part of the schedule and move to 2-2 on the season. Joining me tonight again is Chris Nortman, filling in for old Uncle John. And Chris, what are you looking to see from the Bearcats tonight to move to 2-2 on the season?
Yeah, Ryan, I'm excited to come back for week 2. Unfortunately, John's not with us, but I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of attitude of the Bearcats going to come out with tonight. We're responding to our first loss of the season. I heard we had a good practice this week. I'm looking to see what kind of attitude and fight and discipline we've focused on this week to go up against these Bells team.
These Panthers.
I was blanking.
Hopefully that's what the Bearcats do to the Panthers tonight.
That'd be nice, a little shutout there for them.
Yeah, so my key, I think, to seeing the Bearcats win tonight is we talked about it a little on the pregame show, and we've talked about it further off the air, is this offense, while effective, it's not particularly explosive, hasn't shown all the explosive plays that we've seen in the past with some of those explosive playmakers like Aiden Cox and Jay Cox and Max Holler and those guys. But as long as the offense has stayed on schedule, stayed ahead of the chains, they put effective drives together and they're able to score points. So I think that is one of the biggest keys tonight that we didn't touch on much in the pregame show, was staying on schedule, staying ahead of the chains, avoiding the costly pre-snap penalties, some of the penalties that when you get a little fatigued late in the game, mental lapses that cost you yardage. This team can't afford to get behind the yardage marker. But now let's look at the Bells Panthers. Bell runs the slot T offense. To the untrained eye, it looks very much like what we see with Gunter when we play Gunter on Friday nights, or any of the service academies on Saturdays. They don't run the offense with the same sort of tempo that Gunter does, so they're not running plays every 5 or 6 seconds. They do huddle, they slow it down a little bit, but from what I've been told is when they break the huddle, they attack the line of scrimmage and they're ready to run a play, hopefully before you recognize the strength of the formation and are ready to defend. Defensively, they run a 3-4 similar to what we saw last week. Not quite as much blitzing. They run it real solid, and all the players seem to understand their assignments. And play it well. Chris, so based on that little rundown of what we're expecting from Bells, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
Ryan, we got a tough one here tonight. We faced this style of offense numerous times. The veer, the wing tee, we faced it. Historically, Pilot Point does pretty well, but the key in that is we don't let teams come in here and out-physical us. We're always the one bringing the hammer. Hopefully these Bearcats tonight can do that. I've been waiting to use this line all week, but are we going to answer the bell? Good dad joke there, right? I really hope Bearcats can take it to Bells, stop them on the run, be focused on their gap discipline, stay ahead of the chains on offense, and let's hopefully walk out of here with very limited rushing yards for the Bells, make them start passing them. I think we talked about they only passed 4 times all year, so hopefully we can get them in long distances having to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Bearcats can do against that offense they have.
Absolutely. So, we've talked in a comparison a lot of this team with Gunter because it's a similar style offense, the same district.
Same district, yeah.
But walking in onto the field today, coming up to the press box, they're quite a bit bigger than what I remember seeing Gunter.
Gunter tends to be a little bit smaller, especially up front, but yeah, I walk by seeing these kids. They're stout. They're not a joke, that's for sure.
Yeah, their roster doesn't list height and weight, but they have some big linemen particularly. And in this style offense, we have some big defensive linemen. So we talked about demanding a double team from that strong side tackle. A lot of these offenses that run this whole slot T tend to do it. They have smaller size teams, smaller linemen. It's all about quickness, double teaming, and basically you leave free defenders and make them decide who they're going to cover, and that's why everything's a triple option. Bells pairs that with also a pretty big offensive line.
Yeah. I also wonder, are we going to have a lot of offensive players for Bells playing both sides of the ball? With them being that big, that could be wearing us out quite a bit.
Yeah, so we've talked a little bit about the game so far. We're going to take a commercial and come back and talk about the situation here at Massey.
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you'd expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where pets are family. For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine, either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night.
And we're back here on the pregame show. Pilot Point is playing Bells for the 14th time in school history. Pilot Point is 8-5 in the series. But this series dates back to 1936, and the two teams haven't played each other since Pilot Point blanked the Panthers 68-0 back in 1999. On the field that night for the Bearcats was Coach Travis Marsh, who informed me earlier today he had 2 touchdowns in that game. Still remember the play call on both those touchdowns. I told him I remembered all my touchdowns scored too from back
in the day. You had a ton, didn't you?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to remember 0. Coach Kyle Peacock was also a freshman at Pilot Point High in '99. Wasn't on the varsity yet. Made his appearance in 2000 on that semifinal team on the varsity as a sophomore. But now that we talk about the history between Bells and Pilot Point, the first time in 23 years we get together. And it's a beautiful night to do it, Chris. Let's get in the weather and then the look of the teams are sporting tonight.
Yeah, Ryan. So, like you said, it's really, really nice weather. We got a good breeze. It's 87 degrees, feels like 89. Last week, I think it was 85 degrees, and it was a little hot. But today, it's a great night for football. Sun setting here on Massey Stadium. Your Bells Panthers are going to come out in white pants, white jerseys. You got a yellow helmet with a maroon B on the middle on the right side, and then their number on the left. We've seen that quite a bit this year. I think last week was the only time we've seen a kind of a traditional helmet that had the LSU and Farmersville style helmet. But this week we're going back to what the new trend is. Your Bearcats are, I believe, black pants, black helmets, black jerseys, all black. It looks sharp.
Yeah, so we saw in the offseason, right before the season started, the Coach Keith Peacock posted the new design on some of the helmets. And I took it as them announcing a black helmet. But through the first 3 weeks of the season, we hadn't seen it. I was starting to wonder, did they go with a white and a black helmet? Wasn't quite sure. And we got to the stadium tonight, and they were on the field. It is an all-black look. Like you said, the helmets are black, and even the logos are a dark tint. So the logo, same logos, the state of Texas with the PP on one side and the word Bearcats on the other. But even those are it's like black on black, so even those are blending into just the all back in black look.
I had to say it's probably my best uniform option we've seen this year.
I like,
Stormtroopers are nice.
Yeah, I hear you. I like it. I love the black helmets. I'll tell you, I've always been partial to orange, so I like to see some orange. And that's a little, I can't say it's a regret. It wasn't my decision. Back in our day, I didn't feel like we incorporated enough orange. So Pilot Point incorporates a lot of orange. I'd like to see maybe these, I don't know how they can incorporate orange with it and make it look good, because the orange pants wouldn't look particularly well, I don't think. But nonetheless, tonight, you're right, all black with the white letters, white numbers, black helmet. It looks sharp. But it is a beautiful night here. The Bearcat is up. The cheerleaders are on the field. We still got about 9.5 minutes left to kick off. Bells is coming out on the field to get stretched out. This is the last game for district. This team played Whitesboro in a close matchup a few weeks ago. Bells actually had a good halftime lead. 21-10 at halftime they were up, and they turned around and got outscored 21-6 in the second half, which resulted in a hard-fought 4-point loss by Bells. They are you said the 6th-ranked team, according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, in 3A Division II. We're 3A Division I, but we're close enough in size that a lot of times these ranked teams are still good enough to come into this Division I and really compete and get away with wins.
This game's going to be a good measuring stick for us, too, especially with Whitesboro next week, just to see how we're going to line up against Whitesboro too. I'm looking for a good outcome here.
Yeah, so that's going to be it right now we have for the pregame show. So we're going to step away, run some commercials, come back for the dedication of the national anthem, and then we'll be ready to bring you Pilot Point Bearcat football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets.
How good would you be at something if you've done it for 150 years? Probably pretty good, right? Well, at Chapin Title Company, that's exactly how much experience we bring to the table on each and every closing. Helping you realize the American dream of owning your own home is what we do best. And when we say best, we really mean it. We've been voted Texoma's #1 title company 12 years in a row. So when buying or selling your next property, tell your realtor you want to use Chapin Title right here in Pilot Point. Go Bearcats!
Hi everyone, Mom here. Corner Cafe is proud to support the 2022 Bearcat and Pilot Point. Featuring breakfast and lunch signature dishes and weekly specials, you can visit Corner Cafe 7 days a week from 7:30 to 2:30 to enjoy your favorites. Have a great season, guys, and we'll see you all soon at the corner. Go Cats!
Are you looking to build that dream home or barndo? CS Designs offers a complete range of design services. CS Designs products range from general drawing services to commercial and residential blueprints, as well as 3D renderings and virtual reality walkthroughs. Let Cole Stewart and the CS Design team design you a beautiful progressive home or building that translates your ideas into an outstanding reality. Visit their website at csdesignstx.com or give them a call at 940-365-4048.
With 40 years experience, DC David Construction LLC is a general contractor specializing in custom metal buildings, cement work, remodels, painting, and almost any other application you may need. DC David Construction LLC takes pride in the high level of professionalism, knowledge, and craftsmanship you will receive on every job they do, large or small. DC David Construction LLC is fully insured and always willing to give you a quote. Call DC David Construction LLC today at 940-390-8656.
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcats.
Do you need a maintenance check or emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit? Fowler Air is available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Fowler Air will work with you to find an HVAC solution that fits your needs by providing you with a full consultation, explaining all your available options so that you can choose the system that's right for your home or business. Give Fowler Air a call today at 817-487-2286 and schedule your service. That's Fowler Air, 817-487-2286.
And the United States Marine Corps.
So we're here at midfield for the coin flip. We're going to bring it to you, captains for the Bearcats. Our number 1, that's Jesse Rangel. Jesse Rangel. Number 2, Alex Puga. And number 76, who is not on my roster. We got different color jerseys. Guys are wearing different numbers from week to week. So I'm sure old Chance down there on the sideline will be able to bring us who number 76 is on our new jerseys. Captains for Bells looks to be number 16. No. We'll start with 51. Holer High, good name. 16 is not on their roster. Looks like a 16 from up here.
Might be a 15 there, Ryan.
Maybe a 15. We'll go with Dawson Hensley. And I believe number 1, Cooper Smith. The flip is complete. They're talking to the Bearcats. I think maybe the Bearcats might have won the toss. We'll let you know here in just a second. Pilot Point did, in fact, win the toss, and they have elected to receive the opening half of the football game. So they're going to get the first offensive possession of this game. And, we've talked about this could be a quick one tonight with how much Bells likes to run the football. And since they're not like Gunter, who runs at an intense pace, they're going to let the clock run. Pilot Point doesn't move too fast. As long as they're efficient and complete passes and keep the ball on the ground, this could be a quick one tonight. So
it's going to be a lot of assignment football, staying on track, staying ahead of the change, making these long 12-play drives to get some points on the board for us, and hopefully getting them in a couple 3-and-outs, stuff in the run up front. You got to play a lot of assignment, disciplined football for the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, Bells is running out of the tunnel. They're carrying 3 flags. They got the Bells flag, maybe 2 Bells flags, and then the United States of America flag.
Here come the Bells Panthers.
Not much enthusiasm with the run out, but they are out on the sideline ready to play some football. Bearcats are still in the back of the end zone. The sign hadn't even came up. Last time we were here, we saw Plainview run out of their sign, and it was a complete cluster when they come out of their sign running. People running out at different times. People coming back to the group. It was chaotic. One thing I just observed, though, traditionally, before this season started, all the coaches on the sideline for the Bearcats would wear one color polo, while Coach Marsh would be able to wear a different color polo. So far this season, they've all been uniform with the same color polo, but while everyone is wearing black, we got Coach Marsh out there wearing white tonight.
I think he just wanted to stick out a little bit, didn't he, Ryan?
Well, I think if he's one of those guys that relays the play call in, they do have another coach down there in like an orange pullover. Maybe it's those guys to be more easily identified by Wyatt Smith. Box Bells is what the sign says tonight for the Bearcats, and here they come.
Here come the Bearcats.
Rocking the all-black look. Still making the full 100-yard run and taking it in the end zone. I'm glad to see us still doing that. It's something we used to do all the time. And
got some little kids out there hustling too.
Yeah. Another thing I like to see is this is the first time I've at least noticed the mullet hanging out the back of the helmet for Aston Kirby. Got the hair sticking out the back. Hopefully it doesn't slow him down when he's running some of those jet sweeps and running down the field.
He's just got that wave and then this breeze tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah. So we are going to mic off, and we are going to bring in the national anthem and the prayer, and we'll be back for Bearcat football.
We're going to ask you to please stand now for an invocation, followed by the national anthem played by the Pilot Point Bearcat Marching Band. Let's pray. Dear Father, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for the ability to be able to come out and support these student athletes, Lord, freely. Lord, I just pray that you would keep them from injury tonight, keep everybody safe, give Bells safe traveling mercy going home. Lord, we thank you for dying on the cross for us and loving us and protecting us each and every day. In your name I pray. Amen.
ready for some football, Chris. This is Pilot Point Bearcat football on pilotpointbearcats.com. The Bearcats are going to be receiving the opening kickoff here to kick off the first quarter, brought to you by Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. I'm excited to see. Go ahead.
I did see GA was in the house tonight.
Yeah, GA's been coming to most of the home games of late. He makes an appearance throughout the years, most years. But, I think with one of his guys down here, with Kyle being the head coach and Keith being here and all that, I think we're probably going to start seeing him more regularly here. But it's always good to see him.
I did get a report that number 76 was Quentin Cross for us.
Quentin Cross.
My mother coming up with that text message, coming in clutch, Diane.
Nortman News Network, always on it.
Always on it. We got a little Hell's Bells playing here, or AC/DC playing. Is this Hell's Bells? Get a little fired up though.
I think this is Back in Black.
Back in Black. That makes more sense. A little fitting, isn't it?
Getting ready for the
I don't know music.
Getting ready for the Southern Junkies kickoff. The Bearcats are on the Goalkey Pools 50-yard line. Last week we saw lots of trouble receiving the kickoffs, which and ultimately cost us the game. Turned the ball over twice.
That was huge.
Shout out to everybody in the Sunset Pool subscriber chat room. And the opening kick. It is a low line drive. It's going to take a short hop and be fielded right in the middle by Aston Kirby, who's going to bring it out, trying to find some space and some blocking. And he's hard to bring out. He fumbles it, balls down at the 12,
like
and Bells is going to receive it at the Bearcat 12-yard line. And it'll be so much for 1st and 10 Bearcats. It's 1st and 10 Panthers. So the Bells is going to have the ball at the Pilot Point Bearcat 12-yard line, and this is like getting to receive the kickoff for both halves if you're Bells.
Man, that's not a good start for the Bearcats. Hopefully we can be stout up front here. Got big number 77 right there over the ball for us. Hopefully we can stout the run for us.
Manny Segundo, Ryan Riney, and it looks like maybe Eddie Batista over there with your Independent Financial starting lineup at the defensive line. Going quick, snap, handoff up the middle. I believe that's 44, going to spin down to about the 6-yard line. So it's going to be a 6-yard carry on the play by number 44 for the Panthers.
It's going to be 2nd down and 4.
You got
that was a quick handoff there.
Kel Martin, Cooper Locke, Andra Witherspoon, Gage Anderson, Colin Lynch, Aston Kirby out there for the Bearcats on defense, and going quick with the Panthers here. Strong left side, and it's going to be another run. And the Bearcats control the line of scrimmage there, and that's going to be a 2nd down run for no gain for the Panthers.
Ran into a brick wall right there.
That's what we have to see from the defensive line tonight. Control the line of scrimmage.
Is that Kel Martin, number 24 there on the tackle?
Well, I believe Ryan Riney probably stopped the movement and allowed the linebackers to come up and fill the gaps.
Yeah, Ryan, that center does get out of the huddle real fast, get set, and then the rest of the linemen come running up there. So they do snap this ball pretty quick.
3rd and 4 here for the Panthers. That quarterback is number 4, Jacob Aaron, and he's going to give it to the right side, and it's going to be spun down and tackled at the 1-yard line,
Looks like
which is going to be a first down. That looks to be maybe number 8, Spencer Hines, on the carry.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
1st and goal from the right outside the 1-yard line for the Panthers. Bearcats are going to have to stand up strong. On that kick return, Aston Kirby didn't really have anywhere to go, but he was fighting, making himself hard to tackle, and ultimately was fighting the tackle so much, forgot to hold on to the ball as tightly, and it just kind of popped out on him. Snap, dive number 3, up and over and in the end zone. That's Brock Baker on the touchdown for the Panthers. Early 6-0 lead, capitalizing on the Bearcat turnover.
Yeah, he dove right over the top of that pile there.
Yeah, wasn't a whole lot of running room there on the ground when it come to gaps and finding a spot to squeeze through, so he just jumped over it. And Bells gets on the board early. Kicking for the Panthers is number 51, Holer High. That's an interesting name. I like it.
On from the point after number 51, Taylor High.
Snap, the hold. The kick is up. It is high, and the next time PAT is good. So 10-17 left in this first quarter. Bells 7, Bearcats 0.
Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
Since 1958, Goki Pools has been a leader in family backyard living, specializing in new pool construction, repair, renovation, and weekly service, with a fully stocked retail store, exclusive Sundance Spa dealership, and now, complete outdoor living spaces. At Goki Pools, we are honored once again to have been voted Best of Denton. And with our highly trained personnel, we are large enough to help you with whatever swimming pool needs you may have, yet small enough to still be your hometown favorite. Goki Pools, locally owned and operated for over 60 years.
Jacob Aaron is kicking on the Southern Junkies kickoff for the Panthers. Colin Lynch, Crew Chandler, and Gage Anderson back to receive. They just move out of the way, and they're going to take a touchback.
Nice little adjustment there we made, Ryan, just letting that ball skip into the back of the end zone.
It's going to be first down and 10 for Joe Hall, Point Bearcats.
Ryan, let's get a Corner Cafe out-of-town scoreboard check real quick. We got it.
Go ahead.
Oh, Chance, you there?
First and 10 for Bearcats for 25.
Go with the Corner Cafe.
Yeah, so we got Brock and Gunter playing a good game tonight. Right now they're starting off 0-0. Got Ponder and Godley. That's off to a good quick start. 7-21. Godley's winning. And then a lot of the rest of the games right now too early to call, but 0-0.
Under center, Whitesmith, hands off. Anderson right up the middle. He's kind of hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to fall forward for about 2 yards up to the 27-yard line. So started this drive on the 25. Now they're up to the 27, 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
That middle linebacker came flying through there, number 51.
Holder High's middle linebacker there came through. At least he was announced on the tackle. Shotgun, snap, handoff. Anderson trying to find some more room, and he is tackled at the line of scrimmage. Not much movement up front from the Bearcats offensive line through the first 2 plays. That was 1 yard by Anderson right there. Old Gage, 2 tough runs right up the middle.
Looks like we had some movement up front, but just didn't block somebody on the backside and then made the tackle.
Looked like Cooper Smith was the guy who made the tackle there. Cooper Smith is lined up kind of at the nose tackle position. Bigger guy wearing number 1. Shotgun formation snap, roll out right for Wyatt Smith looking down the field. Has the comeback, Crew Chandler caught out of bounds at the Bearcat 39-yard line for an Irish Real Estate Group first down. Wyatt Smith 1 for 1 on the night, and that's a big first down.
Good little comeback right there for him. Hit him on the sideline. We ran that play quite a bit last week with a lot of success.
I was just about to say that was our most successful, consistent route that we were able to run. Ball was marked at the 39. We're going to have 1 receiver right, 2 left, moving Gage Anderson to the right of Wyatt Smith. Now jet motion left to right. That's going to be a pass play to Aston Kirby, who's trying to find some room, breaks 1 tackle, but Manny Segundo was out there trying to make a block, and he impeded the progress for Aston Kirby. But that's one of those jet sweeps, but because it's a toss, it's a pass.
Yeah, well, something like this, too. We've run that play quite often for the year. I did see the safeties. As soon as they seen motion from Kirby coming across, they started coming down to the box. Something we might need to look to fake here later and set something up on the backside.
Yeah, maybe sneak him out the back. There's going to be I left formation under center for Smith. Snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Anderson around the left side, trying to find some room. Instant penetration by the Panthers, and Anderson's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and a long 9 at the Bearcat 40-yard line.
Got some hard running going on right here.
Yeah, not much running room so far for Gage. Two receivers right, 1 left. Snap, roll out right for Wyatt Smith. He's looking down the field. Has Aston Kirby, and Aston Kirby's going to catch it, and he's going to be out 1 yard shy of the line to gain. We'll see where they mark it. Maybe 2 yards shy.
Looks about 2, Ryan. I wonder if we'll go for this one early in the game.
Well, I feel, a 4th and 2 situation, but we've not been getting any movement up front running the football, so they're going in a hurry
jump
here.
Oh, we tried.
Now we're going to look over, check with the coaching staff, see what we want to do. We're at a point where you're probably going to go for it here.
Yeah, we're lined up. We still got 22 seconds left on the play clock.
Snap, looking to pass, quick one out. Curl route, Crew Chandler catches it out across the 50. That's enough for an Irish Real Estate first down to the Bells 45-yard line.
Yeah, Ryan, last week we seen that the outside linebackers were quick to jump those routes. We made a good decision through the outside one because if we had thrown that to Ashton, we probably would have got that pick to the house. So good throw there by Wyatt.
Yeah, it made me nervous when I first saw it come out of his hand. And it looks like we're getting an official timeout here. They're talking to one of the Bells players, one of the Bells corners down here. I don't know why they've stopped it. They're talking to just one of the players.
A guy acted like he was a little hurt. I think maybe they're talking he might have to go off or something's going on.
And the line judge, I don't mind it. Overly cautious, the head line judge there being cautious, making sure he was fine. Once he talked to him, I guess he realized he was fine, and we're going to line up and run the play here. 1st and 10 at the Bells 45-yard line. Snap. And it's going to be handoff to number 7. Who's going to get the edge. Anderson's going to get up to about the 41-yard line. Number 7, Gage Anderson with that carry.
Good little run there for him. Longest run so far, 4 yards. Good run. Ryan, remind me, do we normally huddle or are we always taking the play call from the side?
I think we don't move with much temp. Like we're not hurry up, but I think this is basically always how we do it. Not much real huddling. But this is going to be I right formation. Snap. And it's going to be a handoff right up the middle, number 7 again, Gage. And he's going to get it out to the 38-yard line. Set up a third and maybe 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. 6:56 and counting left in this first quarter, brought to you by Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant.
I did see my first pancake of the night, Ryan. Ryan Riney, pancake at number 52 there.
Pilot Point Feed Store scoreboard check, 6:40 and counting. Bells 7, Pilot Point 0. Bells has had the one possession that they got off the Bearcat fumble on the kickoff. This is Pilot Point's first real offensive possession. And on this 3rd and short, it's going to be another Anderson run to about the 36-yard line. Line to gain is going to be the 35. So it is going to be another 4th and short here for the Bearcats.
See us lining up under center, trying to go fast here. Let's see what we do here. Give a play call from the side.
Hey, guys, I don't remember us huddling since Coach David got here in 17.
Oh, it's going to be quarterback sneak right up the middle. And he didn't need much, and he didn't get much. He's going to get out to the 34, and that's enough for an Iowa State group first down. Yeah, I hear you, Chance. I didn't feel that either, that not much huddling. And sometimes it's kind of confusing because they'll group up close together, but nothing anybody would identify as a true huddle. So, yeah, they're all getting their calls. That's why I think Coach Marsh gets to start wearing the different colors again, making sure they can all easily identify who's calling in the plays.
I did notice he's got his fingers taped today, too.
Yeah, he always does do that. Drop back, play action pass. Smith's going to get it out in the flat to Puga. He's going to catch it and turn it up. Make a man miss. Break another tackle. 33. Down inside the 10. Down to the 8-yard line. Number 2, Alex Puga with the West Heitzman Insurance Services big play. Down to the 8-yard line in the red zone for the Bearcats.
What a play. They made 3 or 4 tackles missed right there.
That's what happens when you give your tight end, your H-back, your fullback the ball out in some space. Hard for some of those guys having to cover him to tackle him.
That's a big play. Bearcats definitely needed that.
We are 1st and 10 in the Point Bank red zone. We're 1st and goal at the 8. Snap. And another handoff to number 7 at the middle is going to keep his feet driving down to about the 5-yard line for number 7, Anderson.
Ryan, I don't want to jinx us here, but we've done a good job staying ahead of the chains.
That's the key to this offense, I think, not just in this game, going forward through the district play, through the season. As long as this offense can stay on schedule, stay ahead of the chains, we're going to be successful. And this drive has been an indication of that so far.
We've been in a lot of 3rd and shorts, 4th and manageables. Looking good so far.
2nd goal from the 5 here. Wyatt Smith take the snap, and that's kind of not what we're talking about. Staying ahead of the chains there, going to get us a tackle for loss, negative 2 yards, going to be back at the 7.
Those linebackers are coming downhill really fast.
Number 3, Brock Baker. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
3rd and goal from the 7.
I think a lot of our offensive strategy, too, is trying to take the play clock down, keep the hands out of Bell's offense also.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Roll out left for Wyatt Smith looking to pass, being pressured. He's going to sling it into the end zone, and that is definitely pass interference on Bells. Wyatt Smith threw it, and if the receiver would have played the ball, he might have had a chance on it, but he got beat Aston Kirby definitely beat him to the pylon, and in order to recover, he just tackled him a good second before the ball got there.
Absolutely.
And it is an incomplete pass, but it's going to be an advanced vet care penalty. First down. So first and goal from the 2-yard line for the Bearcats. White Smith slung that one out there because he was in some trouble. And, you know, in high school football, a lot of times you can do that, and the other team will bail you out.
Right, we might have some communication difficulties here coming from the sidelines.
Well, Pilot Point, I think they have the choice. They have the choice to choose the hash mark, so they choose the right hash mark. I-right formation, snap under center. Anderson's going to get the carry, keep his head down, and they're going to put him in for the Pellsville Crimson touchdown. Number 7.
Hard-nosed running right there.
Anderson kept his feet running, drug the defender into the end zone for the touchdown. Bearcats are running the swing gate, so the gate's out on the left hash right now. We'll see what they decide to do here.
Gage isn't the biggest dude, but he is tough to tackle.
They're going to swing the gate here for the Nix Italian PAT. Elias Alejos been a pretty reliable extra point kicker so far. The Nix Italian PAT is up, and it is blocked. And that is not really on Elias Alejos. Number 3, Brock Baker, came right around the edge untouched, blocked it. But 4:02 left in the first quarter. Bells 7, Bearcats 6.
Hello, Pilot Point, Texas. This is Pastor Dwayne Edwards at Grace Point Nazarene Church right here in Pilot Point. I want to invite all of you to come out and join us this Sunday, 10 a.m., right at 611 East Liberty. You can also join us on Facebook Live. Just go to Grace Point Nazarene Church. We start right at 10 a.m. We have ministries for the entire family, and if you want to find out more about us, just simply go to gracepointnaz.net. Again, that's gracepointnaz.net. God bless you, and go Bearcats.
In photography, image is everything. That is why Gypsy Road Photography is the first choice in North Texas for wedding, prom, graduation, teen, and family photography. Gypsy Road is nationally recognized. Senior Inspire magazine named them one of the top 50 photography studios in the U.S., and their attention to detail is unmatched. You will find Gypsy Road's work in the Pilot Point game program with photographs of Pilot Point Cheer and the Pilot Point Bearcat seniors. So book your session today on their Facebook page, Gypsy Road Photography, where image is everything.
And we're back here for the Southern Junkies kickoff. You know, special teams has been a pain so far for us this year with the field and some of the kicks. And then that snap right there, Elias Leos may have been a little bit slow, but I mean, Brock Baker probably could have tackled to hold it.
Yeah, he could have probably taken that off his toe and taken it back.
Yeah. Well, this Southern Junkie kickoff is a low-line drive, bounced at the 18, straight up, and Bells is going to try to return it through the middle. Have a little bit of space there. 27, Cooper Locke brings him down at the 31-yard line. Bells going to start this possession in a little bit worse field position than last time. This time they're at their own 31. Last time they were at the Bearcat 12.
Yeah, Ryan, those first 4 plays we had them, they only gained about 11 yards. Let's hopefully we can get a 3-and-out here and get the ball back in the Bearcats' hands.
Definitely made them work for those 12 yards, took 4 plays. Bearcats Chandler Cabinet scoring drive summary, 75 yards and a punched in by number 7, Gage Anderson. And this is a handoff up the middle. Brock Baker, tough runner. Nobody really knew where the ball was before he gets out to the 41-yard line.
That was definitely tough to see. That they stuck him underneath.
And that's the toughest part about this is you play your assignment football, you plug your gap, but you may not even see who has the ball.
Absolutely.
We've seen that before where a running back runs into the back of his own offensive lineman. Defensive line can't see him, don't know where he's at, and before they find him, he squeezes out and runs for a big gain.
And that number 3 is a tough runner, too.
Up the line of scrimmage. Fumble snap, ball's on the ground.
Did we get that?
And the Bearcats are close to it. It's either the Bearcats on it or the quarterback. And they're going to –
Bell's got it.
Yeah, Bell's got it. Number 4, Jacob Aaron, the quarterback. He was the one that jumped on it. That's the thing about this offense, going so quick, so many reads, so many option handoffs. The ball does end up on the ground periodically. Bearcats need to take advantage of those.
It all starts with the snap, Ryan.
It does all start with the snap. Up to the line in a hurry, 2nd and 13. It's going to be hand off the right side, and this one's going to go all the way.
They snuck him around in the end reverse, and he had a wide open gap.
Spencer Hines is going to take it 62 yards for the touchdown for Bells. And that's just the thing about this offense. You never know where the ball's coming. It all happens so quick. And when they squeeze out past the original line of scrimmage, it's you better recognize it in a hurry, or it's going to be by you before you have a chance.
He was one of those barn burners we talked about in the pregame show.
Yep. So 13-6 here. Bells is teeing it up for the next Italian PAT.
Number 8 averages 98 yards a game.
Low snap. It's going to be a butchered play, and they're going to just throw it out. Ball went backwards out of bounds, though, and it is going to be Bearcats are going to get bailed out on that next Italian PAT. It's no good, so it stays a 7-point game. 2:50 left in the first quarter, brought to you by Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. Bells 13, Bearcats 6.
Homeland Roofing LLC has been serving the DFW area since 2014 and is a proud sponsor of Bearcats football. Homeland Roofing is a full-service contractor who specializes in storm restoration and provides end-to-end service for all insurance claims. If you've had storm damage, you've filed a claim, but have questions about that next step, or you'd like a complimentary inspection, call Homeland Roofing at 469-343-3536, 469-343-3536, or find us on Facebook, Homeland Roofing, Texas.
Russell Pelzer with Hometown Pharmacy has built a reputation on providing only excellent service and support to the Pilot Point community. You can depend on Hometown Pharmacy to deliver the best customer service along with a selection of quality healthcare products. When you use Hometown Pharmacy, you will work with a knowledgeable and understanding staff who will help you find the right products and solutions tailored to fit your lifestyle, as well as equipment that will integrate into your daily life. Contact Hometown Pharmacy at 940-686-0123.
Southern Junkie kickoff is kicked off, and it's low, barely gets over the goalkeeper pool 50 in the air, and it's going to just dribble all the way out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Like I said, that basically might have been on the ground at the goalkeeper pool 50 right there and rolled all the way through the end zone.
You know, Ryan, a lot of times in the game, most people focus on what the offense is going to do, what the defense is going to do, but special teams never gets enough credit. They're a big aspect of the game that gets unaccounted for quite often.
It's only accounted for when it's costing you, like last week with the kick returns. This week, we missed the extra point, which could potentially put us behind.
We missed 2 field goals in Plainview.
2 field goals in Plainview, yeah. Well, here we go. Bearcats did a good job last drive of staying ahead of schedule like we talked about. And we'll need to see it this drive as well. Do a Pilot Point Feed Store scoreboard check. Bells 13, Bearcats 6, 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Bearcats going to be in the shotgun formation. Wyatt Smith with Gage Anderson to his right. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gage Anderson sticks his head down, and I think he started tripping there almost right after he got the ball. Was able to stumble forward for 2 yards.
They're a little stingy on the give him a little extra yardage there, aren't they? I thought he got a little bit more than that.
Oh, you're saying you didn't think you gave him enough?
Yeah.
I thought he got at least to where they marked it. I didn't feel like it was. Looking at the replay, might have missed him by about 4 or 5 feet, maybe another yard. Snap, roll out right. Wyatt Smith looking to pass. And he has Crew Chandler again. Crew Chandler, excellent route, excellent catch. That's going to be an Irish real estate first down, number 20 on the reception, out to the Bearcat. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it on the 40-yard line.
That play goes a long ways, practicing that through the summer. That's a timing route between the quarterback and the receiver, and we've got that down pat.
You know, one thing I want to be on the lookout of this week, my dad pointed out, I was talking to him about Saturday last week, about the referees kept marking the ball back from where it would end up or back from where it was spotted. And I feel like the last 2 plays, we've lost a yard on each play on the spot. But this carry is going to get out across to maybe the 41-yard line there on the carry.
Something else, Ryan, we didn't do this last week, but that little comeback route is pretty popular for us. Little out and up, could get this corner over here to bite on it. Setting that up,
Maybe not necessarily the out and up because it's a deep comeback route, but you get him out 10 yards, 12 yards, and it's supposed to be maybe 15 yards back to the sticks or whatever. At that 10, 12, 15-yard mark, have him just stutter his feet real quick and then hit the gas.
We're talking like we know how to run routes over here. A bunch of linemen.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Wyatt Smith's going to do another handoff to Anderson, who's just going to get out to the 42-yard line there. Another yard, setting us up in 3rd and 8. So we're staying ahead of the chains in the sense of third and less, in between the yard markers, in between less than 10 yards, but the 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s can add up.
Yeah, those aren't fun. You need to be in a little 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 5s. 3rd and 5 and less would be good for us. So far we've done decently. Let's see what we can do here. we're definitely taking our time getting the play in, though.
Yep, 1:10 left in the first quarter, brought to you by Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. I left formation, and it's going to be play action pass, drop straight back, deep down the center. Jesse Rangel has a chance, brought it, and it was contested. Huge play. Another West Heitzman Insurance Service big play for the Bearcats. Number 1 on the reception, and it's marked all the way down to the 24-yard line.
What a play. That's a highlight reel right there.
You know what I'm impressed is the concentration that he kept with. And we're going to get an uppercut granted timeout by Bells, and we'll go to break and come right back.
Independent Financial offers big bank benefits with a hometown feel. Their personalized financial solutions can help turn life's challenges into new opportunities. Independent's business banking is powered for growth, and they support innovation and new ideas. Independent Bank's digital convenience allows you to bank how, when, and where you want. Independent Financial is the premier regional bank with 90-plus locations across Texas and Colorado. Independent Financial. Visit them at ifinancial.com. Independent Financial is a trademark of Independent Bank, member FDIC.
Another big play by the Bearcat offense right there. What I'm impressed with is when the ball's released out of Weissman's hand, Jesse Rangel's running wide open. By the time the ball got there, the corner was there ready to make a play on it, and the concentration required by Rangel to bring that one in was excellent. Gave us an Irish Real Estate Group first down, 1st and 10 at the Bells 24-yard line. I right formation. That's going to be another handoff between the tackles. So, you know, we've been very successful throwing the ball so far. And, you know, part of that is probably the balance. And, hey, they're having to respect the run because we're trying to run it.
Absolutely.
But, these 1 yard, 2 yard runs on every, if we're only getting 3 yards on first and second down every drive, maybe throwing a pass every now and then on first down, it'll catch them off guard. I'm sure that'll happen through the evolution of the game.
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying now, maybe that's what we're setting up. And, heck, maybe by the third quarter, we've got them worn down on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball from us trying to be physical at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like we're in a passing situation here.
So 2nd and 8, and there'll be another handoff up the middle to Anderson. This one breaks the tackle, spins out of another down to about the 16-yard line, just shy of the yard of the line to gain for the first down. It's going to set up the 3rd and 2 that we've talked about, and that's going to be it for the first quarter, brought to you by Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. The Bearcats on the drive looking to tie it up, but after one, it's Bells 13, Pilot Point 6.
Hi, I'm Chance Kirby with Irick Real Estate Group. When it's time for you to buy or sell a home, I would like for you to consider Irick Real Estate Group as your brokerage. Our experienced agents are all from the Pilot Point area and are best equipped to serve your real estate needs. Be it residential, commercial, or ranch properties, we have an experienced agent that is willing to help you. We've been Pilot Point's real estate choice for over 70 years. We would love the opportunity to be yours too.
Hi folks, this is Judd Kirby, your local mortgage guy. Are you looking for a local mortgage lender that will treat you like family and help guide you through the home buying process? Whether you're looking to get pre-approved for a home loan or refinance your current mortgage, I am here to help you. I am locally located and truly care about the communities I serve. Give me a call today to get started at 940-600-2398. That's 940-600-2398. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, Judd's your guy.
And we're back here getting ready for the second quarter, brought to you by Pilot Point Community Opera House. Bearcats on the drive here in the Point Bank red zone, 3rd and 1. Ball's at the 16 with the line to gain for the first down, just being right on the other side of the 15, maybe close to the 14, so about 1.5 yards here. Shotgun formation, trips left for the Bearcats, one receiver right, Anderson next to Wyatt Smith. Takes the snap, another power run up the middle, and not much to be had, but enough to be had for an Irick Real Estate Group first down for Anderson. That's he needed 1.5 yards. It looks like he got about 2.5 down to the 13-yard line, and it's going to set up 1st and 10.
Another good, hard-fought run by Gage Anderson right there.
I mean, it almost feels like we're just banging our head into a wall right there, getting 1 or 2 yards at a time.
That wall's going to come down eventually, right?
Man. That's exactly right. Keep hitting it with a sledgehammer, it'll eventually start to crumble. Trips left again for the Bearcats. Rolling snap. White Smith gets it. Oh, man, the timing. Crew Chandler couldn't haul it in. The snap rolled back. White Smith was able to get it and get rid of it quickly to Crew Chandler, who was open. but Crew Chandler's body, I think his momentum started carrying him through the end zone because that's a timing route, and he was wide open, though.
That's something we just talked about on the other end, but at the end of the first, is running a pass play on first down. That linebackers are keying up on the run. We did a little play action there. We had the slant over the middle wide open. Could be something we come back to here in a little bit.
Absolutely keeping them on a 2nd and 10. Same formation, trips left here. Snap. That's going to be another Anderson run, and he's tough running, spinning, stumbling, rumbling down to the 5-yard line. 3rd and 2. Let's get a Corner Cafe Corner Cafe district scoreboard check.
Yeah, Ryan. So we got Boyd 14, Wichita Falls, City View 7. That's in the first quarter. We got Gunter and Brock.
Sorry, Chris. Bearcats going with tempos here. First time we've seen tempo here. It looked like we're trying to get him to jump.
Caught us off guard.
Yeah, trying to get him to jump, and now got kind of seen what the defense is going to do. They're blitzing up the middle, and we still give it up the middle to Anderson, who's only going to get back to the, maybe original line of scrimmage. It's interesting, when you talk about running into a blitz, it was an obvious blitz there. They showed it before we snapped it. When you run into a blitz, it's risk-reward, right? Because it's risky. There's a lot of bodies. Reward is if you can break through the line of scrimmage, there's no one left.
Right. We started that blitz pretty good, but we did run into a wall there.
Ball looks to be marked at the 5. The line to gain is the 3. So it's going to be 4th and 2 here for the Bearcats.
It's a big play right here.
Absolutely. Deep in Bell's territory. 7-point game. Shout out to everybody in the Sunset Pool subscriber chat room. Some usuals. Kayla Marsh, Kenneth Harmon. Snap, handoff up the middle. Anderson once again.
He's
not much
for
he had, but down all the way down to the makes some things happen. Keeps driving his legs, and for a little guy, he's carrying some big defenders down. Another Ira Real Estate Group first down, and we were deep in the Point Bank red zone. 1st and goal. Somebody took Anderson's helmet off. They were tired of him carrying him around, so they've got subbing in Colin Lynch here, who's an equally tough runner.
Yeah, I don't think they don't know what's coming for.
Yeah, they thought they were getting a break. But Colin Lynch is a.
We put a call in here, a little run up the middle for number 3.
I right formation, 1st and goal from the 2. Snap. Colin Lynch is getting the carry.
And
he's going to get the Bells printing touchdown.
Right up the gut.
That sucks. Somebody ripped Anderson's helmet off. He did all of the work. Got us down. Well, not all the work. We had the big play. But gets us all the way down to the 2, and Colin Lynch gets to come up and clean up for the touchdown. Let's do that Corner Cafe district score report.
Yeah, so we got Brock and Gunter. That's a good matchup there. It's 3-0 in the second quarter. That's going to be a hard for our game. Ponder Godley, 26-28. Ponder's winning that one. I don't know if Dave Campbell's has got this right or the Texas football has got this right, but I guess Whitesboro and Sulphur, Oklahoma canceled. We got Pster and Wall at a 7-6 game. Pster's down by 1 in the first quarter. And Pottsboro 15.
Bearcats lined up going for 2 here. Snap. Oh!
Got it off.
Trips, gets a handoff off. Can Colin Lynch fight and get his way in? We'll see what the line judge does. Line judge is going to rule him down. And, we're
stingy on giving us extra.
Instead of trying to tie the game, tried to take the lead, and it's going to be no good on that Nick's Italian 2-point conversion. 9:46 left in the second quarter. Bells 13, Bearcats 12.
If you're looking for a true family atmosphere to work on your physical fitness, Kanos Community CrossFit is the place. This veteran-owned business features a staff that is certified in personal training, Olympic lifting, as well as Level 2 CrossFit certified. Classes are available as early as 5 a.m. and as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays, Saturday mornings as well. One-on-one personal training is available upon request. You can find them on Facebook at Kanos Community CrossFit. Reach out via phone at 940-305-9976. Kanos Community CrossFit is the place to go.
For nearly 50 years, Mark's Body Shop has been providing auto body repair services to the North Texas area. We offer hail dent and auto collision repair, as well as other auto body services right here in Pilot Point. You can count on Mark's Body Shop certified technicians to provide complete collision repairs that will make your vehicle look like new. If you ever need auto body service, well, come see us at 1112 North Highway 377 in Pilot Point, or call us at 940-686-5194 for your free same-day quote. Go Bearcats!
Southern Junkies' kick was a high, deep kick, fielded at about the 14-yard line by Brock Baker, and he puts a solid return out to the Panther 38-yard line. Good return. The coverage team got a lot of guys blocked, a lot of guys down there, but they kept their spacing and kept fighting through blocks, and eventually were able to bring him down, and it was the 36-yard line of the Panthers.
I think we might have adjusted that kick to that guy. He's a pretty good runner. He almost had a lane.
Yeah, no, we did. We kept our spacing well. I feel like we did well. I think we got to keep kicking. As long as it's high like that, we need to cover more ground.
Bells comes running off the sideline with the play ready to go.
Yeah, quick snap, and it's going to be handoff to the left side. And right there, Cale Martin, the tackling machine, is there to wrap him up. But he was kind of on the ground when he wrapped him out. And they were able to get, Waltrip was able to get about 3 yards on the carry. Waltrip.
Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
2 things. The Whitesboro game was canceled because the Sulphur coach passed away. I think he was a coach for over 50 years. Diggs did a remembrance for him in the opening of his show this week. Thank you for listening, Nordy. And
out of me real quick, didn't he?
Yes. But anyway, there's the update from the K-Nos Community CrossFit sideline, Mike.
Out of the huddle in a hurry. Snap. Handoff between the tackle. And that is the same Waldrop, number 44, getting out to the Bearcat 49-yard line. We were real effective at stopping offenses like this, and the more I see offenses like this, I have no idea how we did it. Because, I mean, these defensive players cannot even see who's getting the ball. They're coming out so quick.
We got an eagle-eye view, and I can't tell who's getting the ball.
I have no idea who's getting the ball. Yeah. I'm
just
sure
wrapping everybody up.
It's probably a rule the NFL can't run this sort of offense because the Fox cameramen couldn't keep up. You'd be falling all over the place. 1st and 10 from the Bearcat 49-yard line. Snap, jet sweep, left to right.
We got a pass here.
Pop stretching it. A flag come out deep in the backfield. I wonder if that looks like it might be on Bells. That's in the holding area.
So, Ryan, that guy, number 8, he's a little bit on the smaller side. They had him hid behind the left tackle and tied in. I was looking for a little fumble-rooski, a little throwback from back in the day, but he run a little jet sweep there.
Yeah, advanced care penalty on the Bearcats, legal hands to the face.
And then, hey, I wanted to point out, I didn't get a chance to in the first quarter because they're running so fast. This is a kind of a nod to our engineer, Roger Marsh. I was told that the best base players in the world are the ones you don't notice, and that's kind of like special teams. If you don't notice them, they're doing okay.
That's right. I agree 100%. Good special teams are never talked about. It's a lot of times just like that. A lot of times it's just like the offensive line, You're only really hitting on the offensive line when they're giving up sacks or holdings. And but when they're costing you, you're quick to point them out. Up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line, and it's going to be a quick handoff right up the middle to 3, number Brock Baker, and Ryan Riney, along with a host of other Bearcats, drags him down. Speaking of Ryan Riney, met his mom before the game. She brought us some food up here in the press box.
She knows the way to our heart, doesn't
she? She came up here just to get a tally of how much food she was going to need, and I think she ended up glad she did that because she probably realized she's going to need more food than she originally thought she was.
Definitely appreciated that. It was a good taco we got there.
2nd and 6 here. Ball at the 24-yard line of the Bearcats. Bearcat defense need to stand up here. It's a 1-point game. Quick handoff to Waltrip, number 44 on the right, and he's just a tough runner. Colin Lynch eventually jumps on his back and rides him down, but not till he gets a first down to the Bearcat 7.
Tough one to stop. That's another gap assignment. There was a lane wide open.
I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put everybody in man, and I'm going to tell everybody, blitz a gap, just create chaos, and dare them to throw the ball. They've thrown the ball 4 times in 3 games.
Isn't that what the 10-1 defense used to do?
Basically. I'm just bringing everybody.
I remember some of those practices against Solani. You had those D-line lined up in the gap. We had coaches behind them pushing them into the grass just to stop and get penetration.
Quick snap, Waltrip on the left side, and he's going to sidestep 1 tackle before he's brought down at about the 2-yard line. Yeah, just everybody penetrate a gap, everybody blitz, everybody just create chaos at the line of scrimmage. If we create chaos, it doesn't matter that we can't see who's getting the handoff. We've created chaos. It's like that's what Salina, the 10-1, and from what we understood when we were being coaches, it's all about disrupting the offensive line steps and movement, not allowing you to get to the second level. Well, if we're just tripping all the offensive linemen, they can't get up and block. And that quarterback sneak by number 4, Jacob Aaron, is going to get in the end zone for another Bells Panther touchdown.
That had me tricked. I was looking at the running back on the toss over here. It got me.
Bells is going to line up and try to get that. Chasing points when you miss an PAT or you miss a 2-point conversion, you start chasing points. So far for the Bearcats, it hadn't gone well. We'll see what Bells does here on this next Italian 2-point conversion. And this is going to be a run to the left side, and it's going to come back to the middle. Brock Baker is going to convert. So that next Italian 2-point conversion is good. 6:31 left in the second quarter, brought to you by Pilot Point Community Opera House. Bells 21, Bearcats 12.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from circle-y candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
Pilot Point Bearcats, this is Chris Todd, one of the pastors at Midway Church on 377, located between Pilot Point and Aubrey. And I just wanted to invite you and your family to come join us at Midway, where you can expect to be welcomed, be encouraged, and to be loved. We meet every Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. and have special services for your kids Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. We exist to help people live fully for God. And if you want to find out more info on what we're all about, you can always visit midwaychurch.org. Go Bearcats!
Ooh, the Southern Junkies kick. The Bearcats let it get to the ground and thought it was going to roll out of the end zone or out of bounds. Unfortunately, it did not. It stopped dead just in bounds at about the 6.
It's a gamble you play with those low line driving.
Yeah, you know, a lot of these have been hit real hard with lots of pace when they hit the turf. That one, not as much. I mean, the first one hit the ground, just crossed the goalkeeper pool's 50-yard line, rolled all the way out of the end zone. That one hit the ground at about the 18-yard line and only rolled 10 yards.
Yep.
Well, we switched sides, guys. Let's look at the flags. They're kicking against the wind now. It's not going to roll.
Yeah. Well,
guy on the sidelines is good.
Deep in our own territory. 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. 2 receivers right, handoff, no, quick slant. Crew Chandler catches it, and he's going to get out to the 19-yard line, and that looks like it's enough for an Irish real estate group first down.
Is Keith listening to us over here? That's a pass on a first down right there.
Hey, they tried to do it on the touchdown drive last time, and it was a bad snap that kind of derailed it. But, yeah, I mean, offense, sometimes you sacrifice a few plays, 1 or 2 yard gains to build for something later, and that looked like what we did right there.
Lordy, are you suggesting that the sideline mic is Surly, the Kano's CrossFit community sideline mic?
I'm going to plead the 5th right now.
Anderson with the carry. Can't be brought down immediately, but because it runs into an offensive lineman trying to help him out, and it creates some punishment for Gage there, and he's going to lose about 1 yard on the carry, so ball down at the 18-yard line. Going to set up a 2nd and 11. And these line judges, you try to look at the line judge and where they're going to spot the ball. The ball ends up nowhere near where they're standing. 2 yards to the right, 1 left. Or 2 receivers right, 1 left. Whitesmith's going to roll out right to pass. Some good protection, has some time looking downfield. Can't find anybody open. He's just going to throw it away. Live to fight another down, 3rd and 11.
We're looking for that comeback route again. I don't think they were keen on that.
Just going to set up our one of our few 3rd and 11s for 3rd and longer than the chains. One of the few we've had so far in the first half. 5:19 left in the second quarter.
I think we're 4 for 5 on 3rd down right now, Ryan.
I think we haven't converted on 2 3rd downs, but we converted both of those 4th downs.
Correct.
So we're 2 for 2 on 4th downs. I do know that. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Anderson in the backfield next to Smith. He's going to take the snap, and we're going to get an advanced vet care pre-snap penalty here. And this is what we were preaching pregame. In the Homeland Roofing pregame show and the pregame movement live today, is got to avoid these sort of silly, mental mistakes. Now, they're going to happen through the course of the game, but they can't happen on 3rd and 11.
No. 3rd and 16 is a lot harder to get.
Well, it's like last week. We had a 4th and 10, and we converted, and it came back for a hold. We had 4th and 20. We converted, and it came back for a hold. And then 4th and 30 is just like, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Snap, drop straight back for Wyatt Smith. Being pressured, he's going to get it out into the flat. And there is a flag that comes out. They're going to call that a hold.
Penalty flag on the play.
He waited till the ball was thrown to call that holding penalty, throw that flag.
Well, it's not going to matter because it was 3rd and 16, and it was an incomplete pass. So I imagine Bells will decline the penalty, take 4th and 16, and a Bearcat punt deep from their own end of the field.
I thought we got away with the hold for a second as long as he took it to throw the flag.
Elias Lejo's back punting. And hopefully this goes a little bit better than the previous kick.
You got Coach Price down there. We need to get him to fire up those offensive linemen to quit holding down there.
Snap, no rush here. And this is a good high spiral punt. Going to get out across midfield. Caught. That's a 65-yard punt there from Elias Alejos. And the Bearcats covering, and Brock Baker's going to escape the coverage team and be able to get it to midfield before he's finally brought down to the Bearcat 49. But, I mean, that punt was kicked from right inside the goal, like right out in the playing field of the goal line, traveled to the 35. So that's about a 64-yard punt from Leos. What a boot there.
Making Pat McAfee happy right there.
Yeah, but we'll get one commercial and come back for the Bells drive.
Hello, Bearcats. This is Steve with Mustang Baptist Church in Pilot Point. And on behalf of our pastor, Coach G.A. Moore, and our staff and church family, we would like to invite you to a community-wide revival September the 18th through the 21st, Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. and nightly at 6:30 p.m. Pastor Mike Say from Big Spring, Texas will bring the word, and Steve and Valerie Carey from Salina will bring the music. Won't you come? You will definitely be blessed. Mustang Baptist Church, 13335 Mustang Road in Pilot Point, and mustangbaptistchurch.org.
First play of the Bells drive is a huge run down from the Bearcat 49-yard line. Going to be pushed out at the Bearcat 17-yard line. So big play by number 8 right there, Spencer Hines.
From the 17-yard line.
Big play first coming right out of the bat. So it's the first defensive stop of the game. And Bells is going to try to capitalize and get another touchdown on the board before halftime. 4:16, 4:15 left and counting. And there's plenty of time. The Bearcats might have some time left if they don't make a stop. Quick run to the right side, man. I wasn't sure if we made the tackle at the line of scrimmage or 44 was going to stroll into the end zone. Wasn't exactly sure.
I was with you there, too. I thought the ball was done, and I'm looking upfield, and there's still people running.
I mean, 44 sold the fake out. He was 8 yards, 9 yards up the field before, you know.
Good thing we weren't linebackers.
Yeah. I think I could have played linebacker back in the day. I thought I had good eyes.
I almost played safety once.
Yeah. Speaking of Coach Price, when I was a freshman and freshman 2 days, he let me play linebacker on scout team one day. Cleaned up.
Obviously, you didn't do good enough because you didn't make the linebacker.
I was telling him, I looked at him once and told him I was blitzing because my buddy was about to carry the football. Quick snap, and it's going to come out the right side, and the block by number 8 again, and he's going to run into his own lineman, bounce off, and get into the end zone for another Bells touchdown. That's number 8, Spencer Hines, and the pace of this offense and just the misdirection. I don't know how anyone stops this. Unless you're far superior physically. I understand how a team that's far superior physically could stop a team like this, but we're not getting out physical. They're not. No. I wouldn't say they're not blowing us off the ball. They're not dominating us. Just the misdirection. The holes are just barely big enough. They're squeezing through because nobody knows where the damn ball is.
That guy only slowed down because he ran into his own guy.
Yeah, 2-point conversion is through the middle and good. Number 44, Waldrip, converts that 2-point conversion. 3:24 left in the second quarter. Bells 29, Bearcats 12.
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian and they'll take care of you. Support a veteran-owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
Do you love the arts? How about a great Broadway play or live music at a great local venue? Then you're going to fall in love with the Garage Door Theater located in the original 1894 Opera House on the historic Pilot Point Square. Newly renovated and rebranded, the Garage Door Theater enables theater participation for children and adults alike while promoting theater arts education. You're going to love it. Just ask our newest partners, Pilot Point ISD and Pilot Point High School. The Garage Door Theater at the Pilot Point Opera House. For more info, garagedoortheater.org.
Ball's teed up at the 40-yard line for the Southern Junkies kickoff. Bearcat front line is at the goal pool's 50. And we have 3 guys at the 30 and 3 guys at the 10. We'll see what happens with this kick. It is another low line drive hit, and it bounced quick into the hands of the up-back Crew Chandler. He's going to try to get it to the Bearcat sideline. Now gets out to the numbers, picks up a couple blocks, hits it out across the 40, gets it back towards the middle, and is going to be tackled down at the Bells 48-yard line. Excellent return there by Crew Chandler.
It's be big to get the touchdown before halftime.
It would be great to try to get maybe 8 points and make it 29-20 before the half. Bearcats are going to have, 3:13 is plenty of time to run our offense as we like, run the football, pass the football. No, can't be too lackadaisical, but at the same time don't have to be in your hurry-up mode, calling 2 plays and getting the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a shotgun formation. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Wyatt Smith, the quarterback, takes a snap, and it is going to be a handoff to Anderson, who's going to get it out across the midfield down. They're going to mark him down at the 50.
Seen a pancake again there, Ryan Riney.
He's a machine. You said at the beginning of the year we're going to need to get him a lot of syrup.
Yep.
That's maybe pride stickers. Just give linemen little bottles of syrup to put on their helmet. Every pancake. That's nobody take that. I'm copywriting that. Gotta start giving linemen bottles of syrup to put on their helmets.
He'd had to have 2 helmets, wouldn't he?
Me, maybe. What about you? Snap. Handoff up the middle again. Nowhere really to go.
Are we reading these at all?
No, these aren't reads. 51 Holer High breaks through. These aren't. They're not running the zone read. They're running just straight. It's an inside zone run. See nothing. The last time I saw anything that might have resembled a read, I think it was a quarterback design run, and that was here 2 weeks ago, the second play of the game. Yeah, so
it didn't end very well for us.
Yeah, it was positive yardage. It was about 12 yards on the play, but we lost our quarterback at the end of it. As sharp as he's thrown the football when he's been in the game, I'd like to keep him healthy, keep him upright. I don't care if he runs the ball too much. Snap, drop straight back to pass, play action, stop the rush. Allowed Wyatt Smith to get out there and throw the comeback route. And Aston was definitely touched a little early, but I think the ball is going to be ruled uncatchable, and that's that deep comeback. And Bells is kind of, at a certain point, you got to run by him because the secondary is starting to not necessarily respect. The corners are backpedaling. But right when you get to that part where the offense sets it down and comes back, they've stopped backpedaling.
Well, and something on that too, Ryan. That Wyatt Smith's not designed to go back 10 yards to throw it 30 yards down.
Yeah.
He needs to stay flat with the line of scrimmage, and the penetration from the outside linebacker didn't help.
Oh, man, another slow snap. But Elias Lejos, he escaped the would-be plump block and showed some speed getting to the edge.
I think we missed the horse collar there.
I don't know. I don't think they drug him down by the horse collar. They grabbed him and then jumped on his back and rode him down forward. So that's but there's got to be a bit of a sense of urgency on the special teams, right? So that's the field goal. The snap's a bit slow. By the time you get it down on the ground and you go to kick it, the defense is already there. Same thing when they rush the punt. I mean, he's got the ball in his hands and he's taking. By the time he takes his first step, guys are there. So it's a 47-yard line. Bells is trying to get one before the half, and it might happen here with Brock Baker. Crew Chandler, great effort, is able to push him out at about the 24-yard line of the Bearcats. And now Bells has eyes on one more before half.
Absolutely. I still don't know how to stop some of the trickeration in this running game.
Some of them are more basic, so like but I say this, like the outside sweeps, right? They're kind of easier to see. There have been very few successful runs by Belstein on an outside sweep. Everything is between the tackles, misdirection, that quarterback sneak right there, and hopefully we definitely look to with Connor Lynch punish the quarterback right there for getting those free yardage. That free yardage of the quarterback sneak. Number 4, Jacob.
Something else in this too I just thought about, Ryan, is they have 5 stout linemen and 2 big tight ends. We've got 3 down linemen and some linebackers.
Going off the left side, Hines is just a machine to tackle. He's going to bring it all the way down to the 1 before he's brought down. And that's what I'm talking about. That's a inside the tight end, outside the tackle run. They've had no success trying to stretch the defense, anything outside the tackles. Everything has become from the tight ends or inside, nothing outside. So there's 51 seconds and counting in the second quarter, brought to you by Pilot Point Community Opera House. Bell's knocking on the door for another touchdown here at the Bearcat 3-yard line. Snap. Handoff number 3, Brock Baker, and he's going to churn his feet and get in for another touchdown.
Number 3, Brock Baker.
Starting to wear down the defensive front here. The linemen going both ways, starting to get worn down. They're they're cycling out off, the defensive line, trying to get everybody reps, everybody breaths. But so far, not a whole lot has been working for the Bearcat defense.
Look at the sidelines. We don't have a ton of big people. I think we got 3 down linemen out there right now, and I'm seeing 4 or 5 other backup linemen we can use. That's pretty tough. These big guys wear out pretty quick.
Uppercut granted timeout right here before half on the Bells Panthers to get their 2-point conversion call. We'll get a timeout and come right back.
Curtis and Holly Peacock are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. They would like to wish everyone a great 2022-23 school year and encourage them to continue making our community proud. The success of our school district is a true reflection of the quality students, teachers, and administrators we have in Pilot Point. And as always, it's a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
Point Bank proudly supports the 2022 Pilot Point Bearcats football team. Open your real free checking account with Point Bank and show off your Bearcat pride with a Point Bank school logo debit card. Additionally, Point Bank is now offering credit cards. Choose your premier rate or rewards and enjoy metal cards with one of the lowest rates in the market, along with in-branch servicing for your convenience. Subject to credit approval. Visit pointbank.com for details. Point Bank. Your neighbors love us. You will too. Member FDIC.
The 2-point conversion attempt by the Bells Panthers was the unthought of pass play. And it ended up wide open, and the receiver was so wide open, he ran out of the back of the end zone before the ball got to him. His feet were out of bounds when he caught the ball. So the next Italian 2-point conversion for Bells is no good.
That's the first pass play of the game.
And it doesn't, I guess it counts, but it's like, does it count on a 2-point conversion? I guess it would. So it's a pass
attempt.
You think
the statistician would know.
Oh, and what? Yeah, Nordy. What's up?
I'm out.
Yeah, so let's see if we can get a good return here. Put us in position to get points. If we don't get a good return here, you may just see us run the ball and get into halftime and try to regroup down 35-12. And that's what makes the opening kickoff situation so much worse is you think, okay, Bell scored immediately on offense. At least we get to go into half regroup and come back on offense. No, that's not the case. We fumbled the opening kick, which is going to give Bells the ball to start the second half as well.
Yep.
Does not count in the passing stats. It's a dead ball play.
Man, I'm telling you,
this can do it all.
This sideline mic is coming more and more handy.
So Frank Kano's CrossFit sideline mic. We're not playing today.
Clean the ball up for the Panthers.
He got his burpees in before the game. He's ready to go.
All teed up at the 40. Bearcat front line at the goalkeeper pulls 50-yard line. The kick this is a more traditional kick towards the Bearcat sideline, and it does. This is why they kick low-line drives down the middle, because when they don't, they kick it out of bounds. But now, I think that's a safer bet for Bells, because Pilot Point's going to get the ball, I believe, at the 30 or 40. Then with 34 seconds left, I guess we have some sort of vertical passing game down the middle, maybe. The few big plays we've had this year have been passes that are crossing routes. And in week 1, we actually missed. So we'd have more success. But week 1, we had Crew Chandler twice that we just missed him on.
And our big play today was a crossing route, too.
Yeah. Last week, we got Crew Chandler on those big crossing routes. Aston Kirby's caught a couple shallow crossing routes that he's turned into big play touchdowns. But this doesn't appear to be a kneel-down formation. We have a couple timeouts in our belt as well. Snap, and it's going to be a handoff between the tackles, and it's going to go as it has down about 5 yards from the 30 to the 35.
Bearcat's still fighting up front. Number 52 and number 54 were getting after that DN there. I don't know if you call it a pancake.
Cole left and Angel Salazar getting after it.
It might have been a little trip in there. I don't know if you're going to call it a pancake.
They're out there with Eddie Batista, Manny Segundo, and Ryan Riney, and it looks like we're content to take this to the half. So at the end of the Pilot Point Community Opera House second quarter, it is Bells 35, Pilot Point 12. We're going to go to halftime. Why halftime? We can't play the band's music due to YouTube's copyright policies. But watch the band, check out the band, and check out the new uniforms they've got for this season. looking sharp just like the Bearcats jerseys. So we'll be back for the second half.
Pilot Point Feed Store is a locally owned, family-run business built on service. Established in 2003, the Shawn family's experience, knowledge, and exceptional customer service is unmatched. Pilot Point Feed carries a large selection of feeds for all types of animals. While you're there, be sure to visit the retail department and boutique, offering name-brand clothing like Double D Ranch and Tasha Polizzi. They also have ranch supplies, deer feeders, cooking grills, home decor, furniture, gifts, and much, much more. Pilot Point Feed, more than just a feed store.
Whether it's for work or play, your diesel truck needs to perform. R&M Garage is your one-stop shop for all diesel repair and maintenance needs. R&M technicians are certified with over 40 years experience working on diesel engines just like yours. Don't go to that high-priced dealership. They may not even have the knowledge to make your repairs. Call R&M Garage. They've been repairing diesel engines right here in Pilot Point for over 14 years. That's R&M Garage at 254-354-3353.
The National Fellowship of Raceway Ministries provides Christian outreach for auto racing all across the United States at dirt tracks, short tracks, and racing venues that include NASCAR, IndyCar, and ARCA racing, and many other series. We train chaplains and create opportunities for local churches to get involved in fan outreach. We understand competition in sports events, and we work hard to provide a positive influence in the midst of auto racing action. Learn more at racewayministries.org. And meanwhile, go Bearcats.
Pelzel's Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. We are a one-stop shop for all your hair needs and game day outfits. We carry a few fan favorite brands like Vintage Havana, Buddy Love, Capri Blue, and Blenders Eyewear. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that's Junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Sunset Pools of North Texas helps people build custom pools for their perfect backyards. Even if the perfect backyard includes an outdoor kitchen, fire pit, or more, Sunset Pools of North Texas does it all. Shane Blagg, the owner, is a proud Bearcat alum who has built pools in the Pilot Point area for over a decade now. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Sunset Pools of North Texas, where your backyard dreams become a reality. You can visit Sunset Pools at sunsetpoolsntx.com. That's sunsetpoolsntx.com.
In Texas, there's pea-size hail and baseball-size hail. Guess which one hit our house? We didn't even know where to begin, but we called our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he was so reassuring. He knew exactly what to do to get our house back into shape and our lives back to normal. Now, we're even more thankful for the roof over our heads.
Wesley Heitzman, born and raised right here in Pilot Point. Give him a call for a free quote at 940-390-6783.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Band is being led on the field by drum majors Electra Max and Tristan Colton. Tonight, the band will perform their 2022 marching show entitled Shockwave. As a solar flare erupts from the sun, humanity on Earth attempts to find sanctuary among the stars to avoid the imminent decimation. Drum major, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Shockwave. Let's hear it again for the Bells Panther Band. The band's outstanding player of the week is Kinley Jenkins. The Bells' outstanding section of the week is the Police. The Bells High School Band is under the direction of Mrs. Jennifer Sewell and Mr. Mylan Johnson. Special thanks to the high school principal, Mr. Clay Rowland, Superintendent, Mrs. Trisha Meek, and the Bells Band Booster Organization for their unwavering support of our incredible student musicians. Thank you and enjoy the game.
In 2014, Uppercut Granite was founded with the mission to provide the highest quality fabrication and installation services to home builders, homeowners, and commercial contractors in the DFW and southern Oklahoma areas. With more than 50 years of combined experience in the countertop fabrication industry, the partners of Uppercut Granite possess the skills and expertise necessary to complete even the most difficult projects. Visit Uppercut Granite showroom at 1235 JC Lane in Pilot Point, Texas, or call 940-765-3525 to schedule an appointment. Go Bearcats!
Brooklyn Project, Ansley Campbell, Reagan Payne, Sophia Payne. Your juniors are Taylor Craig, Hannah Hayes, JC Kyle, Kate Waldrop, Kinley Rieger, and Mackenzie Marquez and Addie Smith, and Ava Vaughn. Freshmen are Bailey Brown, Chloe Miller, Bailey Patrick, Aubrey Payne, and Lainey Vaughn. Your counselor is freshman Abby Little, and your managers are sophomore Brooklyn Blodgett and freshman Addison Oliver.
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you'd expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where pets are family. For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night.
Junior, Castle Chandler. Junior Emily David. Junior Savannah Fowler. Junior Tyra Bonner. Sophomore Avery Davenport. Sophomore Dakota Smolskis. Sophomore Hannah Warren. Sophomore Riley York.
Remember that?
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets.
And the Pilot Point School Board. Tonight we are unveiling our brand new uniforms, which would not have happened without the continued support from the administration team and school board members. Thank you for all you do for our kids in Pilot Point. The drum majors of the Pilot Point Mighty Bearcat Band are Soraya Escalante, Christian Rico, and Nick Whitty. Band members of the week are Kaylin Stewart and Harrison Green. Color guard member of the week is Hannah Morrow. The senior member of the week is Adam Hensley. And the section of the week, the color guard. Tonight, the Mighty Bearcat Band will perform the complete 2022 UIL marching show entitled The Road Less Traveled, based on the Robert Frost poem and featuring music from I Wonder As I Wonder by Leslie Serving, Unleashed, Drive by Incubus, and Amazing Grace with This Is My Fight Song, featuring soloist Junior Soraya Escalante, Senior Adam Hensley, Senior Jorge Nunez, Senior Lizzie Slater, Senior Alejandro Trejo, and Senior Ruth Cullis. Drum majors, you may now take the field for tonight's halftime entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, the spirit of Pilot Point, the mighty Bearcat Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Daniel Bonkema, assistant directions Mrs. Leah Cobb, Mr. DJ Handy, and color guard instructing Miss Caitlin McClendon.
And we're back here getting ready for the second half of Pilot Point Bearcat football, brought to you by PilotPointBearcats.com. So we had joked about the pregame show, about how quick this game can go with two teams that like to keep the clock rolling. First half came in right at an hour. Here we are an hour and a half after kickoff. Halftime's done. The band's getting ready to march off the field. Bells is already on the field. Pilot Point, the Bearcats are ready to come back on the field. Before we do anything, let's get a Corner Cafe District scoreboard report.
Yeah, Ryan, so we actually we clicked over to the Brock's channel for a sec, and we seen Gunter come out of half, and the little bubble screen go to the house 7-3 in that game. That's a tough fight game.
3-0 Brock at half, and the first play of the second half, Gunter takes it to the house.
Yeah, it's like 80-yard pass there. Ponder's up 40-35 on Godly.
Another 40 points from Ponder, and that's only half.
Yeah, 9-10. Pster is behind against Wall. We got Pottsboro 36, Munster's 8. Who else we got here? We got Boyd 28 against Wichita Falls City View.
What's the score?
28-14. Bowie is down 8-35. Burt Burnett. Oh, Blake Welch used to be a Pilot Point alum. He's coaching out there, I believe.
Yep. Well, sounding out to the Bearcats here. Gotta make their first defensive stop of the game. So we've had the ball. Bells has had the ball 5 times, and it's turned into 5 touchdowns. And they're going to get the ball to start the second half. Pilot Point's got to find a way to make a stop. Talking at halftime to you, talking to a few people on the way to the bathroom. This offense, man, it's difficult to stop unless you're just a physically superior team. Because it's not like Bells is not blowing our defensive line off the ball.
No, we're not losing the line of scrimmage game.
Bells is not getting to the second level and mauling our linebackers. They're getting bodies in the right place, and before the defense can really key on and find the ball's by them.
Yeah.
If the running backs aren't running into defenders waiting to tackle them, it's over.
This is Pilot Point. We used to run this similar style offense for many, many years, and we had a lot of success with it.
This is the slot.
It's a hard thing to stop.
Yeah, this is the wing tee. We did more of the wishbone and stuff, but still kind of the same concept. 3 running backs in the backfield, constant misdirection, fake handoffs on every play before you make the real handoff, or the real handoff followed by multiple fakes. Southern Junkie kick is a low hopper, takes a high hop and fielded at the 24 by Bells, and they're going to get it down the sideline, and there's a definite hold there that was not called. 75-33 for Bells team to team up.
A little more like a tackle.
And I was about to describe it. They teamed up and tackled Dawson David trying to cover the kick, and the return gets out, and Bells is pushed out of bounds at their own 45. So Bells is going to start their first possession of the second half at their own 45-yard line. And let's see if this Bearcat defense can come up with their first stop of the game. It's needed.
Let's see what adjustments we made at half for sure.
Bells had a great first half against Whitesboro. Didn't seem to adjust well at halftime. Whitesboro come out and made some stops. Here they are, under center, going quick in, snap, handoff right up the middle, and that is Brock Baker, number 3, and he's going to barrel forward to the 49-yard line. So that's 4 yards on that first down carry for Brock Baker, number 3.
These handoffs are pretty quick, and they're moving fast, and they're going downhill. It's hard to stop them right at the line.
So that little fullback is right behind the quarterback. Both wing backs are right behind the offensive line. Almost can't even see them in their little stances. And a lot of times there's not, like the Service Academy, there's always motion before the snap. A lot of these times there's not actually motion before the snap. This time there is, and it's going to be another fullback dive, number 44 up the middle. And bodies on the ground, trip them up. And that's almost what it's going to take to stop the run in between the tackles.
Eddie Batista, that tackle right there, hitting pretty good.
Bodies on the ground are going to stop the tackles or stop the inside runs, but we've done a good job of nothing outside the tackle box has really popped off for Bells tonight. And if there's too many bodies on the ground between the tackles, makes it harder. Even if the defensive end's stretched, there's no one left on the inside to knock it down. 3rd and 4, it's going to be a handoff to the left side, and Woltrip's going to get through, push Crew Chandler off of him before Colin Lynch lays a hammer on him. Across the 20-yard line. Knox throws him out of bounds, but that's going to get all the way down to the Bearcat 19-yard line. Number 44, Waldrop, down to the Bearcat 19-yard line.
he is moving. I mean, his legs are churning.
He's a tough runner. You know, he's not a guy that you're going to be able to get some hands on from the side and try to stop him from running. You're going to have to wrap him up and drive your feet. And if you're not in front of him trying to stop his forward progress, you're going to just have to jump on and go for a ride.
Right. Colin Lynch did lay the boom, though, there.
Going up quick to the line of scrimmage again.
Oh, we got old 2-9 checking
I was
into
just
it.
about to say after this play, another dive, number 3, Brock Baker, jumps over a body on the ground for getting 3 yards. But we were wondering when old 2-9 was going to check in on the Sunset Pool subscriber chat line. We were thinking maybe we'd get an appearance last week from him from Finland. No appearance last week, but he's at home resting after, I'm sure, a long, exhausting work trip in Helsinki. And he's back home, and he'll be back with us on the pregame show next week. And then for next week's game, while you'll be out of town.
Ain't going to Arkansas.
I turned down the same work trip to be here with you guys, and a week later, I find out that the work trip I turned down, Chris jumped on board, and he's going to be out of town.
It's all right. We got the old 2-9 back. Y'all aren't going to miss me. I'll be a forgotten thought.
See,
what was that penalty we got here?
I see a penalty in the hands of a referee. It's an advanced vet care penalty. I'm talking to the Bell sideline, so I'm assuming that this is going to be on the Bearcats. The ball is placed at the Bearcat 8-yard line. First and goal from the 8, 10:31 left.
Unsportsmanlike, guys, from the Kano sideline, Mike.
Starting to get a little frustrated down there, it seems. It's going to be another handoff right between the tackles. We're flying, we're tackling. Guys are holding their ground. Linebackers are just trying to they're catching the running backs because they're not able to attack the hole. They're basically having to catch the running backs, and that's what happened there. They're there, they catch the running back, but Waldrop's a tough runner, 44, drives them back down to the 5-yard line.
Second and goal from about the 5-yard line.
Quick to the line of scrimmage again, snap. It's going to be a pitch out left, and once again the edge is held by the Bearcats.
Great
They're
open
just
field tackle.
That's not been the problem. Is outside the tackle box. They tried it again, nothing to be had. But here we go, third and goal from about the 2. Bearcat defensive line getting some subs in, bringing in Manny Segundo, Ryan Riney, and number 52 there.
Be a big
Cole
third
F.
down stop here.
This is kind of your 1A defensive line here. Try to cause penetration. I bet it's probably going to 44 right up the middle. 44 right up the middle, and he's going to punch it in for the Bells touchdown. So there's 6 offensive possession. There's 6 touchdown for the Panthers. 44 Waltrip in on the touchdown.
Looks like they might get a shot to kick this time.
They're going to go for this next Italian PAT attempt. The first one they had was actually a really good kick by the kicker. He kicks it high, he kicks it far. The second one, the snap rolled back, and they probably had time to finish the kick, but number 8 picked it up and scrambled out and couldn't make anything of it. Spencer Hines on the hold. The snap is better. The hold is down. The kick is up. It is high. It is through, and it is good. The next time PAT is good. 9:15 left in the third quarter. Bells 42, Bearcats 12.
Hi everyone, Mom here. Corner Cafe is proud to support the 2022 Bearcat and Pilot Point. Featuring breakfast and lunch signature dishes and weekly specials, you can visit Corner Cafe 7 days a week from 7:30 to 2:30 to enjoy your favorites. Have a great season, guys, and we'll see you all soon at the corner. Go Cats!
How good would you be at something if you've done it for 150 years? Probably pretty good, right? Well, at Chapin Title Company, that's exactly how much experience we bring to the table on each and every closing. Helping you realize the American dream of owning your own home is what we do best. And when we say best, we really mean it. We've been voted Texoma's #1 title company 12 years in a row. So when buying or selling your next property, tell your realtor you want to use Chapin Title right here in Pilot Point. Go Bearcats!
Southern Junkies kick teed up at the 40. Bearcats front line on the goal pools 50. And this kick is a low line drive that's going to bounce and be muffed kind of, but then jumped on at the Bearcat 20-yard line. I believe that's going to be 20 Crew Chandler who got on it. Thought he kind of had to make a judgment. Yeah, am I going to try to get this before it hits the ground again? And he wasn't able to field it cleanly, but luckily was able to get on it. John spotted an Aston Kirby tackle on the last drive and has stated, nice tackle, number 8, got all his talent from his mama.
I don't know. That sideline reporter is pretty talented, though.
I don't know if he could tackle people, though. 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
He's shaking his head right now.
Starting this drive for the Bearcats. See if we can get a vertical passing game here. We've just been using Gage Anderson as a sledgehammer a lot in that first half. Let's loosen up with a pass and see if that sledgehammer has made any progress after a couple of passes. And that first pass is incomplete. That is kind of a shorter version of that comeback. It's just maybe thrown before he got into his full route. Last time we've thrown that route, it looked to be a curl. So that's probably what that tried to be there.
He was open, just a little off key.
Timing was off. That's on the short hash, too, so an easier throw for Wyatt Smith, but the timing just seemed to be off.
I do like to see we got a bunch of high school kids down here cheering on the Bearcats. Come out in full support.
Snap. And this is going to be a quick read that is almost picked off by Brock Baker, and he's pretty frustrated. So I was wondering, I heard the term RPOs, and we're running RPOs, but I didn't really feel like we were running RPOs because they all just seemed to be runs right up the middle. That seemed to be your classic RPO that maybe we didn't – you only really maybe notice RPOs when they're ran poorly because that one should have been picked off. But bailed us out. It wasn't picked off, so here we are, 3rd and 10 after 2 incomplete passes from Wyatt Smith to start the second half. See if we move the pocket off center here. No, we're going to straight drop, and he's going to have to scramble immediately and avoid some pressure. Looking down the field, and he short hops Aston coming across. He had Aston open, but having to throw it on the sprint. Short hops, it's going to be a quick 3-and-out for the Bearcats to start the second half.
Pressure definitely busted that play.
Well, yeah, Wyatt Smith did an excellent job of evading it immediately and giving him a chance to make the throw downfield. But trying to sprint downfield and then deliver a good one is just tough. John's not here today on the mic, but he's in the chat and he's blasting off. It is entertaining. If you don't subscribe already, subscribe and get in there and check it out. A high wobbling kick, and it's going to take not much of a bounce, but the little bounce it does take is a Bearcat bounce. And somebody needs to pick it up. And Crew Chandler is going to let it die at the Bells 48, and we're going to take a commercial and come back.
Pilot Point Feed Store is a locally owned, family-run business built on service. Established in 2003, the Sean family's experience, knowledge, and exceptional customer service is unmatched. Pilot Point Feed carries a large selection of feeds for all types of animals. While you're there, be sure to visit the retail department and boutique, offering name-brand clothing like Double D Ranch and Tasha Polizzi. They also have ranch supplies, deer feeders, cooking grills, home decor, furniture, gifts, and much, much more. Pilot Point Feed, more than just a feed store.
Quick first down handoff right at the middle, and it is going to go from the Bells 48 to the Bearcat 48. 4 yards. John wanted to make sure everybody was aware that Chance is good at tackling real estate deals and technical difficulties. He wanted to make sure that Chance didn't feel too personally attacked when we said he couldn't tackle. And John, I think, is wanting to also start setting up a way for subscribers to call in, join on the broadcast.
Oh, that'd be a tough one.
So maybe before the end of the year we can get some of these guys like Caleb Marsh or Russell Jones or some of these guys. H-Town Hog. Second down, quarterback going to try to escape out the right side. Cale Martin couldn't bring him down, and it's going to leave Alex Puga to jump behind. And that was some speed there by Jacob Aaron. First time I've seen the quarterback try to keep it.
Quick.
Cale Martin sniffed it out and just couldn't finish the tackle.
That's the first time I think they've ran that play all night.
It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
First real run by number 4, Aaron. He had a run earlier technically because he jumped on a fumble. But
stats are in the positive now for this guy.
And it looks like this is where Bells is going to slow the game down. First half took only an hour. Quick to the line of scrimmage once they break the huddle snap, and it's going to be that little reverse kind of underneath. Looks like number 8 is going to get that carry, and he's going to get out from the 36 down to the 32-yard line. So it's 4 yards on the carry, 36 down to the 32. breaking the huddle, getting up there quick. Snap, another handoff to Waltrip up the middle, and he's just sticking his head down. I mean, this is like the perfect offense for just tough kids who just want to stick their head down and ram into things. Because that's what these running backs are doing. They're getting the ball, sticking their head down, and trying to run over the first person in their way. And sometimes there's nobody in the way for 3-4 yards. Yeah, there are no cuts.
There's no cuts at all.
There's
It's
no cool
a straight
scoots,
line.
spin moves, nothing.
Yep.
I'm beginning to think if there wasn't a defender there, some of these guys might trip over their own forward momentum. They're just trying to run everybody over. Snap, quarterback sneak up the middle. I forgot Aaron did run a quarterback sneak earlier. This is going to get him. The line to gain was the 26, and it's going to get down to the 25, number 4 on the quarterback sneak for another first down.
First and 10 for the Panthers.
Not the performance we wanted when we debuted these black helmets, but they look good under the lights. Kind of the matte black, but the logos are a bit shinier.
There are definitely some sharp uniforms.
Snap, and it's going to be a rollout right.
Pass
It's going to be a
here.
throwback. Aston Kirby's in position, jumps up, and they're going to get him. They're going to get him. You know, he tried to bail himself out there. He jumped, and as he jumped, he spun to try to, like, bail him. Oh, I'm playing to play on the ball. If he spins earlier and actually sees the ball coming, he is making a play on the football. Because he has every right to make a play on the football. But I think it's the fact that he jumped before he spun.
It's the first pass statistically of the game, according to Chance. We didn't count the 2-point attempt earlier.
We're going to get an uppercut granted timeout here. Looks like maybe on the – not entirely sure who called it. Was looking out with subscriber chat. Gaining some momentum on the feature to try to call in on the broadcast from Kenneth Harmon. And John wants to know if Bells hired Chad Worrell as an offensive consultant because the offense looks efficient and familiar. I think it's a little different than what we used to run.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, guys, I just want to check in on the Kano sideline mic here. I think throwing that pass has confused Bells so much they had to call a timeout to get back into the groove.
Yeah, so they call. So sometimes I'm looking down for a second. I see who called the timeout. But the uppercut.
Coach West is upset about something, and I'm assuming about a hit low because he kept reaching at his knees. So unless he's got severe knee pain, he's got a problem.
Yeah, there's not many pain points for Bell so far tonight. So yeah, he must be pointing out a low block or something or a hit.
The timeout was charged.
But man, if I'm this defensive line, I mean, I don't know. We got to just start creating chaos at the line of scrimmage, knocking offensive linemen down.
Start bringing the house.
At this point, I don't know.
We'll engage 8 for Madden.
Engage 8, yeah. That play never works, Nordy. That's why you never win.
I used it today. It worked great.
Snap, and it's going to be a reverse. Number 8 is going to find a hole and get into the end zone. So engage 8 never works. Before we recorded our pregame show
for this?
Before we recorded our pregame show this week, I texted Nordy and asked him if he was ready. He said, not quite, just started a game of Madden. 3 minutes later, he let me know he was ready because the game wasn't going well.
Dang video games.
Yeah. Well, touchdown for Bells. They're going for another Nick's Italian PAT, a kick. The ball's going to be kicked from the 10, so these PATs are 20 yards. Right-footed kicker. Hole or high.
I think you just like saying this kid's name, don't you?
I do. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. Bearcats, Ryan Riney got through and almost blocked it, but he couldn't get his paw on it. And the kick is good. 6:20 left in the third quarter. Bells 49, Bearcats 12.
Whether it's for work or play, your diesel truck needs to perform. R&M Garage is your one-stop shop for all diesel repair and maintenance needs. R&M technicians are certified with over 40 years experience working on diesel engines just like yours. Don't go to that high-priced dealership. They may not even have the knowledge to make your repairs. Call R&M Garage. They've been repairing diesel engines right here in Pilot Point for over 14 years. That's R&M Garage at 254-354-3353.
And we're back here checking on that Brock Gunter game. After 3 points being scored the entire first half, in the first 3 possessions of the second half, the teams have scored touchdowns every one. So Gunter is now up 14-10 over Brock. If that game goes, if Gunter finishes that one out, that would move Brock 0-4 starting district play.
Yeah. I believe Dave Campbell's had Gunter and Brock both winning states in their divisions. It's a good game to watch right there.
And it is at Brock. It appeared to be at Brock tonight. Ball teed up at the 40. Crew Chandler, Aston Kirby, and Gage Anderson back to receive. This is a deep high kick caught at the 7 by Crew Chandler. He's going to try to get it up in the middle, and then going to try to get the Bearcat sideline. And he's run out at the Bearcat 22-yard line. Really seemed animated getting the sideline there. Sometimes I feel like you cut that up between the hashes. There's a seam there. Because when the return team sees you trying to get the sideline, and we show on film we're getting the sideline, sometimes their angle change. You make a sharp cut and come up the seam.
It's one of those deals where you get a total of like 10, 11 yards on that, but you end up running 70 to get to the other sideline.
Yeah, when he caught the ball at the 7, we got the 22, but he probably ran 60 yards to get it. Bearcat offense went 3 and out on their first 3 plays of the second half here. Trips right, start this possession, running back right, so we're kind of overloaded on the right side. And it's going to be a run to the other side, and Gage Anderson is going to try to spin out, and ultimately ball comes out. There's no replay, so we'll see what the call is. I felt like he was down. Doesn't matter. Big Eddie Batista hustling upfield. He jumped on the ball and saved the Bearcats' possession. Golly, that would have been a nightmare. Ball got out to the 20. Going to be marked from the 22 up to the 24-yard line, 2 yards on the carry. Once again, trips right, running back right. So we got 4 offensive skill players to the right of the quarterback, 1 to his left. Snap, and we're going to look that way to throw the ball. And it's quick little screen out. Jesse Rangel's going to catch it. Throw one man to the ground before he's finally knocked out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. So
positive play for us.
Yeah, number 1 on the reception.
This is the second or third reception of the night.
Jesse Rangel's second reception. He had a big reception in the first half that helped set up that second scoring drive.
You're about 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6.
Guys.
Yes, sir.
Those that listen to your pregame, speaking of Madden, what was the celebratory meal that was cooked in the microwave not once but twice? I have to know.
Ooh,
what was in it?
Whoa, yeah. So if you did listen, my wife was she was hungry. She was cooking something, whether I was doing the pregame show or not. I honestly think it was some bacon.
Deep down the seam, Aston Kirby has a chance, and it's well defended by number 8 on the other side. Number 8 is Spencer Hines. Chance, you only heard the ones that didn't get edited out. I couldn't edit out the ones when he was talking, but I edited it.
They cooked a lot of bacon then.
Well, I texted her. I said, "What are you cooking?" Trying to give her the hint, like, "Hey, I'm not at your house, but I hear you." Like, and she gave me a whole list of things. It was pinwheels, like deli meat, all sorts of stuff.
So y'all were making bacon, Nordy.
No, you can say that. Timer going off and everything.
Excellent punt by Elias Leos. We've seen 2 different kickers here. I mean, Elias Leos has some that he's just absolutely got every bit of his leg into, and we have others where he's just kind of low, like kind of a
penalty out here.
Squiggler.
That insight was provided by the Canos Community CrossFit sideline mic, and I don't know if they support bacon or not, but maybe if it's keto, I don't know.
Bacon is a big proponent of the keto diet. So
3 burpees for every slice of bacon.
I'm gonna try to, if I get a chance. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. It must have just been all the ingredients for the pinwheels that we heard.
She had a tailgate party at school yesterday. So her little snack to bring was pinwheels. Good thing she's asleep. She's not listening.
She'd be asleep by now anyways. Ball at the 20-yard line for the Panthers. With the score being what it is, John from home has requested more lunch meat talk. So we'll see what we get into with that. Oh, Bearcats jump a little off sides, and they're going to let the play run. And the Bearcats get a very effective play defensively, but none of it's going to matter due to the jumping off sides and advanced net care penalty is going to give Bells a free 5 yards.
Right, I got a tough question here. John has asked, what is my top 10 meats?
I think he wanted a breakdown. Just give me top 3. Go.
That's tough. I'm going to have to say probably prime ribs up there. Good ribeye.
Okay.
And brisket. We did have some brisket tacos up here, brought by Ryan Riney's mother, not wife. That was weird. She did bring us some brisket tacos. Those were very delicious. So, John, you get top 3 tonight.
Yeah, you missed out on the brisket tacos.
I know what you were fishing for, John, and I'm glad it didn't get delivered.
Snap, handoff up the middle, tiptoeing around. That's number 33, Bryson Thompson. Looks like his first carry of the night. We're going to probably start seeing different Bells Panthers who haven't gotten carries tonight start getting carries here soon. The third quarter here is drag out a little. Well, I guess right at the 25-minute mark so far. We played an hour-long first half, so we're on pace to do it again here in the second half. Bells taking their time out of the huddle. That's one thing. They spend a lot of time in the huddle, and they have to if they want to kill the clock at all, because once they break the huddle, they're snapping the football. 2nd and 1, snap, handoff up the middle, and that's going to be enough for a Bells first down. See who carried the ball. That's number 44.
On the carry, 44, Walter.
Walter's getting a lot of carries here in the second half. Just give you an idea. We have the second half stats. We don't have the stats from the first half. I'm breaking in a new stat, guys, so take it easy on us. But here in the second half, Walter at 4 carries, 8 yards. Hines, 3 carries, 15 yards. 1 carry for 4 yards for Thompson. And Baker has quite a few yards on the second half for the Panthers. Second and 6 here. Second and 5 here. Ball is at the 38-yard line of the Panthers. Bell breaks the offensive huddle like Nordy gets in the buffet line at her family Thanksgiving.
The most accurate statement John has ever made.
Jacob Aaron, the quarterback, tries another one, getting the edge. And we've said it time and time again, they're not really getting the edge on us. The quarterback tried to keep it around the edge there. And the only time they had success should have been a 2-yard loss turned into a 22-yard gain when Cale Martin had Aaron in the backfield. But they tried to get the edge again, couldn't get it.
So if we can get them stopped here on 3rd down.
It'd be nice to get our first stop of the game, and hopefully Bells, for our sake, would punt the football and let us try to get something going on the offensive side before we start district play next week. John has the benefit of being at home and not having to worry about providing color here, so he can just think about the jokes and let them fly. Snap, and it's going to be a handoff on the left side, and that's 44 Walter again, who's going to get out to about the 47-yard line, and another Bells Panthers first down.
I believe all the chat messages goes away after the show too, don't they?
Yeah,
you still go back and review those.
I don't think so. Once the game ends, the live stream is gone, and it's hard to you can't go back unless you have to let it happen in real time. I think you can. I think the live chat is gone.
Side note.
Yeah, the chat does replay. It's just in real time.
To the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 47. And it's going to be another end around. Ball's on the ground, and Bells was able to get on it.
Back on it.
Linebacker come up, put a good hit on the ball carrier. I think that might have been Ashton Kirby who put the hit on. I
thought that was Colin Lynch.
There's a bunch of them down there, but Bells, fortunately for themselves, was able to get on it. We'll watch we're on a bit of a tape delay here. Colin Lynch wrapped him up, and I believe it was either Cale Martin or Ashton Kirby who came in and knocked it out. Colin Lynch made the initial stop of forward progress, and I believe it was Aston. Zassin come out on the top of that pile there. Hashtag purpose driven on that buffet line comment.
Fit John with a couple stiff arms getting the turkey.
Oh! Fullback Thompson runs into Aaron as he gets the ball, still able to take it and get positive yards.
Might be the hardest hit of the night right there.
I mean, geez. You said that one play after we forced a fumble, but
on that carry, number 33.
For those baseball fans out there, any baseball historians out there, Albert Pujols hit home run number 698 tonight, which moves him two shy of the legendary 700 mark.
Rangers won 4-3.
My dad will be in L.A. at the Dodgers-Cardinals game next weekend. He's really, crossing his fingers, hoping he gets to see 700. 3rd and 2 here for Bells. Snap. Walter Thompson, or no, that's a different guy, number 10.
Flag
Hayden Allen, number 10 for Bells, gets the carry. He gets enough for the first down, but we're going to see what the advanced vet care penalty is. They just called something on the Bearcats, and Coach Burris is also confused on why. I think they might have called it on 14 for the Bearcats. Andre Witherspoon attempting to take on the blocker low. Because I just watched the replay, and that's exactly where the flag was thrown, and that's exactly, kind of what you said. You thought you saw chop block. That would be the signal for that. Chance, I heard you about to come in. Was that what you were going to say?
No, I was going to say I reviewed the pictures, and it was Kel Martin that forced the fumble, but I wonder if that's what Coach West was complaining about earlier when he was called the timeout. I wonder if that's something he saw and wanted the rest to take note of.
Well, it makes sense considering one play later, or not one play, but the very next drive. And by the way, just the note, Andre Witherspoon missed. So you attempt to hold, but you don't actually hold him. Is that a penalty? He dove low, but he totally missed the guy.
It is a sprint carrier, and you have a tick-tock.
Snap, handoff to number 10 again up the middle. And that's Allen getting down to the 19-yard line. And that's going to do it for the third quarter tonight. After 3 quarters, Bells 49, Bearcats 12. We'll come back for the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock family after this.
The National Fellowship of Raceway Ministries provides Christian outreach for auto racing all across the United States at dirt tracks, short tracks, and racing venues that include NASCAR, IndyCar, and ARCA racing, and many other series. We train chaplains and create opportunities for local churches to get involved in fan outreach. We understand competition in sports events, and we work hard to provide a positive influence in the midst of auto racing action. Learn more at racewayministries.org. And meanwhile, go Bearcats.
Pelzel's Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. We are a one-stop shop for all your hair needs and game day outfits. We carry a few fan favorite brands like Vintage Havana, Buddy Love, Capri Blue, and Blender's Eyewear. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com. And that's Junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats.
And we're back here for the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock family. Shout out to the subscriber chat. John is driving a lot of content there, but being the fourth quarter and the score is what it is, we're going to continue to bring you the game and all the backups that get in. But if you have anything you want to put in the chat, Chris over here is, Nordy over here has presented the idea of some sort of Q&A.
I try to answer as best I can.
Q&A.
Guaranteeing everything.
The Q&A led to the question about breaking down the top 10 meats. But
hey, Rowdy T is thinking this is an amazing stream after that question was answered.
DMars54 thinks bacon is good.
At one point in your life, Ryan, you did not like bacon, I remember.
That's right. I was 24 years old before I found out I liked bacon. Attribute that to my dad. My dad likes it crispy, almost burnt. That's not what I'm about. So it maybe just took 24 years to have it cooked the right way. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for the Panthers. Coming to the line quick. We got a new quarterback in. Snap. And it is a quarterback sneak that's not going anywhere. Best play of the day. Let's see what the quarterback number is. The number I saw wasn't on the roster. So maybe that was number 5. It was number 5, Caden Kelso, who took the snap from under center, tried the quarterback sneak, and got nothing.
Bells is definitely taking their time getting to the huddle and calling the play. Bells breaks the huddle. Number 20 at quarterback here, a little end around. Oh, no, 7 out the back end.
7 sneaking out the back end. That's number 7, Lane Kendrick, and he's
down
going
to the 5.
Down. Yep.
Better watch out, Ryan. I'll take it play by play. I'm over here taking the color from John.
glance over and fix a technical difficulty we have here.
That guy seems to be struggling a little bit. It's the first time it happens. It's not easy. He's doing his best, though.
Nordy likes throwing stones because everybody throws them at him all the time. So
All day.
To make sure.
Chance hasn't poked fun at me yet today.
What do you? I felt like he got you a couple times in the first half. It was just me. Down to the 5, fighting. Bearcats hold strong. And first and goal from the 5 is going to turn into second and goal from the 5. And a little bit of extracurriculars. Number 10 there on the carry. Hayden Allen, number 10 on the carry for Bells. And he didn't like that Kel Martin was driving him into the ground.
27, Cooper Lott.
Getting a comparison of the Bells run game to old 2016 Cowboys with Zeke.
Zeke's first year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I might compare this more back to the Great Wall of Dallas run game where it's just totally unstoppable. Snap, handoff, number 33 with the carry. And 33 is going to take that to the end zone. Number 10, Hayden Allen, took the snap and handed it off to him, and that's going to be another Bells touchdown. Abraham Avila on that observation.
Their kicks seem to have the least sense of urgency of anything they do.
Our kicks do the same, but it's after we snap the ball. There's no urgency. Good snap there, ball down, kick is up, and he's got a leg on him, though. That one goes all the way to lane 6 on the track. 9:16 left in the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Peacock Family. Bells 56, Pilot Point 12.
Sunset Pools of North Texas helps people build custom pools for their perfect backyards. Even if the perfect backyard includes an outdoor kitchen, fire pit, or more, Sunset Pools of North Texas does it all. Shane Blagg, the owner, is a proud Bearcat alum who has built pools in the Pilot Point area for over a decade now. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Sunset Pools of North Texas, where your backyard dreams become a reality. You can visit Sunset Pools at sunsetpoolsntx.com. That's sunsetpoolsntx.com.
In Texas, there's pea-size hail and baseball-size hail. Guess which one hit our house? We didn't even know where to begin, but we called our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he was so reassuring. He knew exactly what to do to get our house back into shape and our lives back to normal. Now, we're even more thankful for the roof over our heads.
Wesley Heitzman, born and raised right here in Pilot Point. Give him a call for a free quote at 940-390-6783.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
While Bells makes a Southern Junkie kick, we're going to go to the Corner Cafe District Score Report.
Yes, so we got Gunter taking the lead here against Brock, 21-10. Wall is 29-9 against Pster. Ponder is down 47-57 against Godley.
Ooh, Godley come back on him.
Yeah, don't count out Ponder yet. Pottsboro's up 50-15 against Munster.
Kickoff caught under Witherspoon. He's going to run over him, man, to the 40. Jeez Louise, get out of the way. Drake Daniels was not ready to make that tackle. Andre Witherspoon ran right through him. Man, what a tough return there by Andre Witherspoon. I'd like to see him get maybe that in open field and get that on the offense, get some forward momentum going. Topic in the Sunset Pool subscriber chat has turned to everyone's opinion on spam. So if you have an opinion on spam, John Little would like to know. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Alex Puga is the fullback in the backfield. It is a shotgun formation. Snap, and it's going to be a handoff. Anderson up the middle. He's going to cut it back and get out to the 45, 46. Ball's on the ground, but not until he's after the ground.
Eddie Batista pancaked the umpire and number 64 right there.
The big boy, Eddie Batista. Telling you, get him a syrup sticker. Ball number 7 carries it out to the 46-yard line. That ought to become a thing. Syrup stickers. The spoon dropped the boom.
There you go.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Whitesmith takes a snap, another handoff. Anderson, whose shoulder pad's hanging out, gets out across the midfield for an Iowa Real Estate Group first down. Number 7 carries it down to the 45-yard line of the Panthers.
from Terry Anderson. And that's good for a Pilot Point first down.
Low T Terry there calling the first down below us.
Hey, he's in the building today. You better watch out calling that. He may come show you the T. 2 receivers left, 1 right.
We've been asked by the
Smith takes the snap low.
Kids, if your parents dropped you off at the game tonight, if you would please go ahead and call your parents.
Hand off to the 41. Ryan Riney is trying to. I'm telling you, somebody's told him about the syrup sticker idea. I'm telling you, they're out there trying to get them, baby.
Call your parents.
These linemen are not quitting, that's for sure.
Start heading toward the stadium.
Hey, if you and Low T Terry are going to discuss that, can y'all meet out at the Goalkey Pool 50-yard line, please? We need to webcast that.
Let's take a vote in the chat and let's see who thinks who would win.
Oh, Gage Anderson gets some room. Get across the 30, out to the 20-yard line. Great run there by Gage Anderson down to the 19-yard line. That's a subscriber-only event, everybody. If you're wanting to see that happen, that's a subscriber-only event.
That is correct. Brought to you by the Kano sideline mic.
Yeah. Terry is yet to make sure everybody's aware of the band concession stand down by the bathroom yet. Low snap, Wyatt Smith's going to catch it. He needs to just sling it away. He throws it out in the flat. Ashton Kirby's going to get one of his few catches tonight, but it was a broken play, and they're going to go from the 19 down to the 21. So 2-yard loss on that play. That was a backup center on that play because Eddie Batista's helmet, I think, came off the play before. And the center was snap was low on the ground, and that kind of derailed the whole play.
6:40 left here, Ryan.
One of the few Bearcats have done a good job not getting behind the chains tonight. This is one of the few times. This is going to be second and 13. Snap. And it's going to be a pass. Crew Chandler catches it through the hands. Crew Chandler saw orange and black in the end zone. He had one man to beat. He was going to have to sidestep. And probably, I think, what it was looking to do that. Thought he was going to be an easy broken tackle and a touchdown, and it went right through his hands.
His lineman getting all these pancakes and give him a little syrup, a little on his hands, get a little stick him there.
Yeah.
And catch that right there.
I think, what if we put together like a pool from the people in the chat? How much would it take to get you a syrup bottle tattoo?
We could talk about it.
Now's the time. Gage Anderson with another great carry. Spin move. Circle button down to the 12 or to the 7-yard line. Excellent carry there by sophomore Gage Anderson. And that's an Irish Real Estate Group first down into the Point Bank red zone.
That was led by another pancake by Ryan Ryan. He just ran that kid over. He put him on his skates.
John is having a good time in the chat. 2 receivers left, 1 right, pistol formation. Gage Anderson's got it going here in the second half.
He's definitely running hard. He does not stop all night. Get in, Gage.
Gage is going to be tackled. Is they going to give him the end zone or not? Nobody's even moving. What are they doing? Oh, now we've marked it at the 1. None of the line judges moved. They all stood there just waiting until the umpire said something. But that's going to get down to inside the 1-yard line. Remember, Gage carried him all the way down the field earlier. Colin Lynch got to come in and clean it up. Let's get Gage Anderson in the end zone right here. And that is not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that second roll for the 1's going to get back down just 1 yard.
Penalty.
John the
Bells.
Advanced vet care penalty on the Panthers. John, the king of nicknames, is calling Gage against the machine.
Appreciate John keeping some of his comments off air.
Well, that's up to us. Yeah, I read some of the comments about, and yeah, that's a subscriber only. Get in there, and John is definitely having a good time. I right formation, snap, handoff, and Gage is going to dive across the end zone for a Pelzel printing touchdown.
Number 7
Gage
for
Anderson
6.
gets into the end zone. Number 7 for 6. I like it. Touchdown Bearcats, and they're going to bring the kicking team out and try to maybe fix the issue that they had earlier. You know, this offensive night started off so promising. 2 excellent drives to start the game, 2 touchdowns. You thought, you know, the offense is going to be able to answer, got to get a stop on defense eventually, and then the offense just came to run dry. But back on the scoreboard, the kick is good. 4:35 left in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by the Peacock family. Bells 56, Pilot Point 19.
In 2014, Uppercut Granite was founded with the mission to provide the highest quality fabrication and installation services to home builders, homeowners, and commercial contractors in the DFW and southern Oklahoma areas. With more than 50 years of combined experience in the countertop fabrication industry, the partners of Uppercut Granite possess the skills and expertise necessary to complete even the most difficult projects. Visit Uppercut Granite showroom at 1235 JC Lane in Pilot Point, Texas, or call 940-765-3525 to schedule an appointment. Go Bearcats!
Are you looking to build that dream home or barn-dough? CS Designs offers a complete range of design services. CS Designs products range from general drawing services to commercial and residential blueprints, as well as 3D renderings and virtual reality walkthroughs. Let Cole Stewart and the CS Design team design you a beautiful progressive home or building that translates your ideas into an outstanding reality. Visit their website at csdesignstx.com or give them a call at 940-365-4048.
Ryan, I don't want to hear any of these any towners here in Pilot Point complaining about receivers dropping passes or anything, because cheerleaders just threw some footballs up in the stands, and there was none caught. None. So they must have had too much butter from the popcorn down at the concession stands, because they were fumbling it around.
Southern Junkie kick. Last layoffs, low little dribbler kick, fielded cleanly and dropped about at the 43-yard line.
Might have been offsides there.
Those of you familiar with Monday Night Football and the Manning cast, that's kind of what we have going on in the subscriber chat. We have the normal broadcast here, and we got the Manning cast, or the little cast in the
little
cast in the chat.
Hey guys.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to find a sponsor for Nordy's microwave recipe of the week. If anyone's interested, reach out to me. I'll make you a deal, and I'd like to bring that to the people.
Well, I'm telling you, every Sunday, his wife makes sure everybody on Facebook knows what you're cooking. So that could be
get some feedback on the chat. Maybe people want to hear that. Nordy's microwave recipe of the week.
Always served on a paper plate, too. Always served on a paper plate.
Less dishes right there. That's the key. Less dishes.
Here we go, 1st and 10 at their own 47. It's going to be, I have no idea who has the ball. That guy. All right, the Bearcats defense did better than me. No gain on the carry. It looked to be getting up, number 24 maybe? 24, Easton Heldgren.
We need to get a sponsor bringing us food up here for every concession stand to the press box for us. So we need a sponsor.
Oh, the concession stand did pretty good.
We did pretty good. Get options, varieties.
If you bring us food, we'll definitely shout you out. You know, Nordy and I, quickest way to our heart. Well, here we go. 2nd and 9 from the 49. Snap, and that's going to be a carry to the left side. And Bearcat defense coming out gets Cale Martin with a good fundamental wrap-up tackle. Number 23 on the carry. Peyton Washburn.
On the tackle, number 10, Villarreal. 24, Martin.
Number 10, Josue Villarreal in on the tackle as well with Cale Martin.
You know, Allsup's would be a good sponsor, bringing us some Allsup burritos just right across the highway.
If you can't tell, Nordy plans on stopping for food on the way home tonight. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 ball at the Bearcat 49. Snap, handoff up the middle, 23. Well, I believe that's Washburn again. He's going to get out to the 44 is where it's marked. The line to gain's the 42. So it's going to set up a 4th and 2. It'd be nice to see the Bearcat defense get a stop here before the game.
Absolutely. Bell's going to go for it.
I don't really see any reason to punt it.
No, they get this first down, it's game over. I think that's what, or at least that's what they're thinking.
2:40 left in the fourth quarter, so they're going to 15 seconds left on the play clock. So, I hope that kid's not playing. No, okay, it's a tight end. Breaking the huddle, getting the line of scrimmage here. Quarter, nope, it's going to be a dive, and it's going to be 23 Washburn again with enough for the first down. And that's going to get down to the 38-yard line of the Bearcats.
And off number 23, Washburn. Be good for a first down.
Now discussion has turned to all-set burritos. Radiation meat is good, according to DMars 54. And John Little was told once that the chimichanga is higher quality meat versus the beef and bean burrito.
I prefer Ernesto's, Corner Cafe, Uncle Beto's. I think that's all our restaurant sponsors.
They're pretty good.
They're all definitely better quality. That is not debatable. Victory formation for Bells. Snap. No, my goodness. Really? So if you watch a game on Saturday afternoon or Sunday, for a delay of game to happen, the clock has to hit 0 and almost a full second go by. This is the second week in a row we've seen a delay of game where, man, that back judge's hand is itching. And literally the millisecond it turns to 0, they throw the flag. So Bells gets a delay of game on the attempted kneel down.
I wonder if there's an over-under on how many flags be thrown by referees in the game, because they're quick at that.
This is a confusion. I don't know if Scoops down there knows the answer to this, but so when the offense has the ball and they're trying to kill the clock, and they have a penalty, why are they rewarded with the clock continuing to run? Not a big deal now because of the score of the game, but that happened last week where Farmersville had the ball trying to kill the clock. They had an offensive penalty when the clock was running, which reset the play. Yeah, they backed up 5 yards, but it reset the play clock, and the clock continued to run.
Because it was running before the penalty, so it continues to run. If it was a chance where they were trying to win the game, it would ultimately hurt them. I think this has actually come up with
in the NFL with Belichick.
Correct, Belichick, yeah.
And Vrabel, maybe it only happens once or something like that. Because as I was talking it out loud, I thought about that situation. But that knee should be the final knee, so we're going to go final at Massey here tonight. Bearcats are going to move to 1-3 in non-district play. And we start district play next week with a road game at Whitesboro.
Battle of the Bearcats.
Battle of the Bearcats. Battle of 377 Bearcats. Well, we've gone final here in Pilot Point. Bells 56, Pilot Point 19. You know, one positive thing, this is another week where the Bearcat defensive line and offensive lines, I wouldn't say got manhandled or got pushed around.
Held their own.
But on the offensive side, couldn't seem to push them around. On the defensive side, held their own, but couldn't create chaos in the backfield and make any tackle for losses or anything. And Bells just kind of came out and played their game, and they're going to move to 3-1 on the season.
There's the reason they're top ranked for sure.
Let's finish this up with a Corner Cafe district score report, see if any other games have went final.
Yeah, let me check here, Ryan. Brock's kind of trying to come back. It looks like 16-21 against Gunter in the fourth. Wall,
say it again.
21-16. Gunter is over Brock currently in the fourth. Wall is up 29-9 against Pster. Ponder is 47-57 against Godley. They might get their first loss of the year. Pottsboro is up 50-15 against Munster. Boyd is going to beat Wichita Falls City View 31-14. That's still in the fourth.
That's it for the district. That's all the district scores. Aubrey 68-0 tonight.
Bowie is losing 41-8 against Burke Burnett.
Yeah. Well, that's the Corner Cafe district score report. One last Pilot Point Feed store scoreboard check. Final score tonight, Bells 56, Pilot Point 19. But none of this matters. This part of the season that really matters starts next Friday night on the road at Whitesboro. We'll be there. John will be back alive, and we'll be there to bring you the game next week. So that's all we have for you tonight. Didn't finish our way, but it was all, next week district play starts. So thanks for being with us tonight. Thanks for all the people in the chat keeping it going, and go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats.